Well, g'day YouTube, how you doing? Welcome in, Scotty49 here with another Dungeons and Gumdrops session. It's going to be absolutely awesome today. We've got session 15, Allies to the Cause is the name of the session. Everybody's here. It's going to be great fun playing with them all. I'm super pumped for this session again. We're going to do a quick recap once we get into it. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. I know that these are happening whilst I am not live, whilst I've taken a break from streaming for a couple of weeks just to kind of have a bit of a break. And so yeah, I'm hoping everything's going to be all good once it's all fixed up. It's going to be great fun. I'm absolutely loving it. We got a couple of members who are already live. They're already going through things, which is absolutely awesome. Sugarsockz is live. We're probably going to have ItsBalithal, maybe a couple of others having live streams going. But why don't we just jump straight into it with the team? If the scene will transition. There we go. Hey, we got everybody there. Let's unmute Discord and let's jump in the chat.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hi, hello. Yes.
Hi, Sugar.
Hello, everybody.
You guys can't phase me today. Just letting you know. So
That's
think
a
y'all
personal
chose violence?
challenge. I will win.
I will preface this with I have two teenage girls that are on track with each other. You guys can't win. I have been delivered violence today on so many levels. You guys are like saints. So just,
We're
all I have
saints? Oh no.
So,
We're saints and things that are real bad. I'm sorry, Bird. I'm really
Right after
sorry.
the conversations that we had pre-stream. Ooh.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was no conversation.
yes.
Yeah.
That's
I'm like,
Be quiet. Continuing the sentence.
Rukhar, did you try to tell them to shut the fuck up?
yes.
You know what? Oh, you know
And
what
I
else
made
helps?
one of them cry. Just by
Oh, even
looking at
better.
her.
Yes.
Why do you do
Sorry.
this? And she lost it, and she's been called the emotional nutcase for the rest of the afternoon.
You know what I always learned with my little sisters is if you just tell them to calm down, it always works.
Oh yes, 100%.
I just want to point out that Smithy got really excited at the fact that you made a child cry. I just want to.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't-
Yes.
I didn't hear a child. I thought it was an adult. My bad. No.
No.
Smithy,
I
me
mean,
off my camera. That's.
She's pretty close.
He learned something about Smithy today. In his free time, he goes kicks toddlers.
Well,
There was so much
I did
excitement in that too.
like a lot of.
It's crying.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
You know that. You know
There's
the
been a
like
couple
job
things we've
fair
run
where
back
they're like, hey, this is what I do as my job, like in front of all the kids in the elementary school. He makes it a point to try and make everyone weeping at the end of it.
Smooth. Very smooth.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's his
I
favorite.
don't know
pastime.
if I want you to come visit anymore. I'm gonna be honest. You might
he's gonna
spend the
make your
entire
kids cry.
time trying to make me cry. So
I mean, that and that's another thing that we
Making
learned about
you
him today.
cry is a little bit better than making your children cry. So, it's one
You
of
know,
those
there's a
things.
word for that. I think it's called a bully.
Oh,
I don't-
gosh.
I think we might have gone too far with the anti-Canadianism lately.
And then-
No, that goes-
Uh,
just
we're-
Canadian.
Real-
Never go too hard, okay?
We're.
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
Sorry, Smithy.
Well,
I'm
the
not
problem is
at all.
Canada's
What you
not
don't
actually
want
real.
what you don't want is for him to activate the SMC. The Special
SMC?
Mission Corps.
I made a joke about this earlier in his chat. He's got maple syrup running through his veins. It's thick. He's good.
I know, it's really thick, and I've got to, I'm still trying to drain it out a little bit, water it down.
Yeah, that's thick with
Throw
the
some
CK,
steak at it.
okay?
not a double C?
No,
No,
triple C.
No,
Triple
we're
C.
talking the maple
Triple
syrup.
C.
We're talking about
Fucking
double
maple
triple
syrup.
C. You gotta refer to me about it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
What a start to a
Hey.
session.
And Canada has the second best maple syrup in the world. Right after
Second?
Michigan.
That's fighting words right there. Look at his face. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Okay, so
I'm not allowed
Balithor's
to talk anymore tonight, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But
So Balithor's target is Smithy tonight. Got it.
Let it be known that yesterday enemy made the comment that sacrifice have to be made. So
Yeah.
whenever we get into a fight, the first one to die is gonna be his character.
Negative.
Oh
I have
man.
evasion. I move away.
There's something called fire.
We
Ring of Fire. Oh goodness.
will see.
So we all ready for the recap?
Hit me, future man.
No.
Sure.
Can you
Or-
recap this episode? Since
Please. that would be
Wow.
great. I'd like to know where to go.
I'd like to.
EPK,
I'd like to know what not to do this session. Thanks.
Yeah, please tell us what paths not to take.
Yeah, no, he just says one like thing. It's just TPK, and we're like, shit.
Unavoidable.
Got it.
Unavoidable TPK.
Even more.
Uh-oh.
No, just joking.
Because it's been that kind of week for Bird.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Into our
what we
level
do.
19's character
Not even a little bit.
freaking 3 weeks in advance.
There's a level 19 dragon at the other end of whatever door we're about to open.
Okay.
Is that levels? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
This
dragons.
is an
I want
undead
dragons.
Vampire dragon. You know what I mean? This is
Yeah.
like,
An undead vampire dragon. Got it.
1000% unbeatable.
We are
No,
gonna
no,
go
we'll
into
find a
a
way.
room and it's gonna be full of
Isn't-
Dracolich.
His
Dragon.
nickname is because you cannot win. He is just death.
I like it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is the recap of session 14 after the undead's death. We pick up the party in the Coffin Makers after we have slain 6 feral vampires that were hidden in boxes that jumped out and caused a bunch of chaos. We managed to put them all down, and then we continue to search around, scavenging the bodies, taking up what loot we could. Well, the Varric decides to go hunting because he hears breathing in the little bedroom area. So he goes in there. And so he kind of has a bit of a search around. As he enters, the breathing kind of stops. However, he opens the cupboard and he finds 3 buttons. He hits the bottom one first, which opens up a hidden drawer at the bottom of the cabinet, in which he finds 2 diamonds, both worth 500 gold each, and a money bag that's got 30 gold. He then hits the top one, which then loosens the middle one. He then hits the top one again and it relocks the middle one. Hits the top one for a 3rd time to re-loosen the middle one and then hits the other one. It opens up a partition in the cupboard that was previously hidden, showing scrolls. In the topmost area, there was 5 fresh scrolls. Kind of in the middle, there is 10 older scrolls, and right down the bottom of this section, there is several books about the shop's business. So I believe at this point, Varric took the scrolls, the 15 scrolls total. And then he keeps on looking around the room, trying to find out where this breathing's coming from, but he can't find it. He then leaves the room, and then Evanora, Altharion, Rhogar, Drakax, about 2/3 of the rest of the party all go in, trying to find this, find out what's going on. And Varric on the way out tells him, yeah, there was some breathing, but I couldn't hear it. I couldn't find it. So we all kind of walk in there, we're all talking, having a bit of thing, and then we all pipe up and go, well, hang on. Varric just said there was breathing. So let's all just shut up for a second and just listen. And so we do. And we hear the breathing. Now, we can't seem to locate where it's coming from. But what we do know is that it's somewhere in the room. It's at this point that Drakax then decides, with the help of somebody else, I believe, they decide to flip the bed. Now, this thing's... Rhogar. Rhogar helped. So they go and flip the bed. Flip the mattress and everything. And then put it back. And as they put it back, a burlap sack falls out from the bed frame underneath the mattress. The burlap sack had the symbol of Strahd on it. Now, unbeknownst to us at this point, we don't know what's in there, but it rattles. And so someone goes to pick up the bag, and by doing so, drops it, the knot at the bottom unties, and bones go everywhere. And it's at this point that we start discussing, potentially, these are the bones of St. Angrel. Altharion deduced that, well, there might be something magical about them, and he asks Rhogar to assist. Rhogar does, and picks up a small magical hint about them. So, between chatting with the group, we decide that we should best take these straight to the church to find out if they are. However, we don't want to take it in the bag, because it's got a bag. Obviously, it's the, it's got the symbol of Strahd on it. We don't want to be walking around with that. So, we look around and we find a small unmarked box that we take. But we also take the burlap sack just in case, so that there's no evidence left behind. It's at this point that we also discover that there's a person running away to the northwest from the coffin makers with a hat of some sort on and a brown suede leather jacket that Evanora picks up on. It's at this point the party decides, after Altharion pipes up and says, well, we don't want to be sticking around here much longer, that they're going to go to the church. Because it's better to find out if these are the bones straight away than to follow through on what else we were planning. Now, as some of us decide to leave for the church, Avery, on the other hand, the party agrees to leave behind. And he decides to change his appearance right in front of everyone, saying it's disguised self, but not doing any of the voice or not doing any of the actions, and just changes his appearance to look like a commoner. This kind of catches a couple of us off guard. But now was not the time for questions, and so whilst most of the party went off to the church, Avery stayed behind and went over to surveil the carnival. When the party gets to the church has started to have people inside of it. About 24 people, several families are in there with children, and they're talking about the carnival. There is a group of young adults, probably about 6 to 8 of them, and they're talking about how their parents are actually going to attack the mansion during the carnival, but they actually believe that it's not soon enough. Altharion, with a couple of the party members, they've already headed inside while some of them have stayed out. nAga is currently carrying the box, followed closely by Rhogar. Altharion goes and speaks with Father Lucian and tells him that we have potentially got the bones of St. Angrel, but we're not certain, so we thought it was best to come and see you first to get you to tell us whether they are or not. So then if they are, great. If not, we can keep on looking. So we head in. Well, Altharion actually heads out, grabs Rhogar, who's carrying the box after nAga passes it to him, heads inside. Rhogar places it on the table where Father Lucian had made some space for it, opens it up, and then Father Lucian looks over it. He picks up one of the bones that's got a marking on it, almost kisses it, but doesn't, because that's just weird. But then waves his hands over it, does a re-blessing, and then the bones disappear. They were the bones of St. Angrel. Father Lucian is close to ecstatic that we have found them so quickly. He also had opened 2 scrolls and was, casting spells over the bones as well. It is at this point that he says, if you ever need anything, all you must do is ask. So we have gained a level 14 cleric as an ally to our cause. As the bones are now in a secret place, the church itself starts to repair on its own. The children and the parents are relieved. However, the group of teenage boys are still looking mischievous. Considered, for those of you who are familiar with the Forgotten Realms, they would be considered street rats in Waterdeep. Now, Avery, on the other hand, surveilling the carnival, notices that it's Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. As he's kind of looking around the place, there are 3 guards roaming with about 20 carnies around the place. The main warehouse is guarded on the front and the side with 2 guards each. However, the main caravan is in the center. He goes in for a closer look. He heads to the back and very stealthily nudges a hole with his dagger into the back for him to look through. He hears a quadrupedal creature in the main caravan that's sniffing at this point where he's making this hole. And as he notices, whilst he's surveilling, it's also got an inscription on it that says, "Out of the shadow and into the light." It's at this point the rest of the party then reconvene whilst Avery makes his way out of there. And he shares this information with the rest of the group. Now, not wanting to have a massive group of us head over, Altharion sticks his hand up to go with Avery once again. And as Altharion disguises self, Avery copies him in the exact same speech and the exact same motions. Now, when they head on over, before they do, Altharion kind of surveils what's going on just so they're not walking into something unawares. There is a middle-aged married couple standing at the back of the wagon talking. There's a guard talking with someone away from the wagon, which is on the opposite side to where we're coming from, but the guard's looking the way we are coming from. And there are 2 people fumbling and rummaging through the contents of the carriage on the outside compartments, not the inside. It's Carl and Nikolai, Lady Fiona's 2 sons. And they're sneaking around the front side, rummaging through things. The guards really don't care. However, the colors of the cart Altharion picks up are the same as those that Rick from the inn that he had picked up when they were staying there. Now, Avery's character was... I cannot remember for the life of me because I did not note it down.
Michael Smith.
Michael Smith, that's it. Who was a carpenter looking for work. Altharion's was Joshua Keaton, an apprentice carpenter to him. Now, at this point, the 2 sneak up to the back of the carriage, and they hear, and Altharion looks through the hole. He's able to see that on the inside there's metal bars, there's lots of claw marks in the floor and the walls from this creature. And it's sleeping. There is hay on the wooden floors as well. The creature is curled up in a cat-like position, but it's very large in stature. Altharion can't pin it what creature it is exactly, but it's a familiar feline scent, but it's not from the woods, but he has seen it in the past. There is also red paint that appears to be blood. It's at this point both of them stealthily head back to the rest of the party, and it's at this point Rhogar sees that on the road Esmeralda is traveling through kind of the buildings. We see her traveling in on a cart. And so we head up as an entire party over to her. And Rhogar first makes his approach and follows up. And we find out that she traveled north, but she was attacked by wolves trying to get to the tower in the north. She then says that she's here for Rick. And we then find out that he's not just a carny, but he's the famous Van Richten vampire hunter. And that is where we pick up the session for session 15, Allies to the Cause.
Woo! Yeah.
Nice.
That was very well done. I like it. Yes, very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
It was all right.
Balithal.
Someone had to say it. All right, so I have to mute this because it's okay. I don't need music or anything. What would you guys like to do after finding this out? She was just talking to you, asking if you knew who he was, and divulged that he is Van Richten.
So, I mean, we as players, or at least some of us as players, knew who Van Richten was. Is that common knowledge?
I would say it's common knowledge, yeah. As common as Strahd himself is.
Okay.
So I'm assuming we all kind of go, what? One more time? Slower?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
one
I
more
would
time.
say so. Unless one of you wants to not know who he is, I would give general knowledge to say maybe you don't know the full history.
nAga has
or,
no
you know,
clue.
okay. Or anything along those terms, but generally speaking, for the rest of you who would have knowledge of who Strahd is, would know the vampire hunter after him forever, essentially.
Gotcha.
After divulging, the few of you who go, oh, wait a second, and the few who looked at her very oddly, like, am I supposed to give a shit who this is? She'll go, you know, the vampire hunter. Because I've been tracking him for so long, and I know he's here, but I just couldn't get my hands on him. So now I know where he is.
Okay. So why doesn't he want to fight? If you've spoken to him before, why is he so hesitant?
I wouldn't say he's hesitant. He just doesn't like company. He thinks he could do it all by himself. And I don't think he can.
I'd be inclined to agree with you.
I mean, he's strong, sure, but he's old now, and he needs help. He needs my help. He trained me. He should have taken me with him. But I don't understand why he didn't. And I've been trying and 2 steps behind him for so long now that I finally caught up. I was staying in his tower recently. He left there and I guess came here, and now I'm just gonna track him a little bit further and see just where he goes.
So I'm gonna look right at her and very slowly go, so you're telling me I'm about to meet the Van Richten?
Well, I mean, yes, but he won't look like that, I guess. If you know even
Looks
what he
mean
looks
nothing.
like. Okay. Yeah, then yes.
I've sent something into the Discord chat. That's how Avery's gonna stare at everybody.
I saw that pop up.
So you said that you were trying to get to the tower in the north. Are you
Yeah.
talking about the flying tower?
No, Strahd's Tower. I wanted to see it. I haven't seen it. And I know that Rictavio has been there a few times recently, passing through or visiting something. I don't know what he's doing, but I wanted to see what he's looking at. And I wouldn't dare go in by myself. I would be severely outnumbered. However, I needed to see it, and I couldn't even get close to it.
Okay. By any chance, have you been in this settlement before, like in the past kind of 24 hours?
Yes?
Okay. Have you noticed the number of children slowly growing smaller?
Not particularly. I'm usually here towards their bedtimes. I try not to be around when there's too many people. Too much attention.
So, one of our allies has told us that the children are disappearing. They're being taken. And there's 4 potential sources for this. And we are currently trying to figure out which of the 4 it is.
She just nods. She goes, okay, and you're telling me why?
Well, I mean, if you've been around a decent while, you might know whether some of these are dead ends that we shouldn't pursue. I mean, you are a fortune teller after all.
And I can be, sometimes. What are your 4 options, then?
There is Lady Fiona, the Baron and the Burgomaster, the Mad Mage, or the Lake.
Kind of looks down at her hands, and it almost looks like she's doing like mental math. And she's kind of shaking her head periodically and kind of shrugging her shoulders a little bit. And she goes, your best options are probably the Lake and the Baron. She goes, Fiona, she just wants, I don't know, more power around here. I don't think it has much to do with children. But the Lake always seemed questionable, I would say.
Oh no.
In what way would you say it's questionable? Like you just have a sense about it?
Yeah, I wouldn't put my feet in it if I had the opportunity. But I haven't seen anything specific other than the weird guy that, floats out there every morning.
Yep. Bluto.
Oh, he does have a name then.
And then why do you think the Baron and the Burgomaster?
I just have a weird feeling about them. They're doing something weird. This whole town is weird. Just, have you noticed how they punish people?
Yeah.
Just kill them and get them over with. Why are you going to torture them in front of their friends and families and then let them go and live with it? I don't know. I've let a few go myself. Shh. No one needs to know that.
It's okay. There's quite a lot of talk around the town at the minute.
Oh, I've heard. For me, I want to watch, to be honest. I'd love to see what these townsfolk would do to him. It'd be great. By the time she is sitting there and kind of gets a little bit more comfortable, she starts unbandaging her arms and her hands, and you notice most of the wounds are gone.
Wait, what? How?
Healing potions.
Embrace the chaos.
Go get your caffeine.
Okay, so out of character, she only
Mhm.
arrives at night. Her
Mhm.
bandages are healed within minutes, or her wounds are healed within minutes.
Mhm.
I'm sensing something here. But the only confusion is the fact that she's working with the vampire hunter.
Or trying to in any
Or
case.
trying to. Yeah, okay. Anyways,
Well,
back.
even
Scene.
Blade, the marble hero, was half vampire.
That's true. Daywalker.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
It's
yeah,
never daytime in here, so it's
Yeah.
not like they're walking during the day.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
True.
more just she waits for them to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But also consider when you're thinking of this process that she's following Rictavio. So she's always a step or so behind. She's been in Barovia for a while. So she might have just
Got it.
adapted.
Yeah. So I guess then, if you've been following Rictavio for a while, you wouldn't happen to know what he's keeping in his main caravan, right?
Oh, probably that tiger. Vicious thing. Won't hurt anybody, though. Not unless you threaten it. Very sweet. Otherwise.
Ooh, tiger.
Why is he kept captive then if he's so sweet?
Most people are scared of him. He doesn't quite like the Vistani. So, you gotta be careful. Here, it's okay. But there's a few floating around the town that probably wouldn't do so well.
And that blade you mentioned when last we spoke. Think it's in there?
Oh, well. The cards tell all the bidding. But maybe. I mean,
Is there
you'll have
anything that
some fun
go
getting into there. It's not that easy.
if we were to get into the caravan, is there any way to calm the beast?
Don't attack it.
So we leave it be, it'll leave us be?
You could probably let it out and walk right past you.
I'm gonna sort of look at Altharion and be like, see? I told you it was nothing to worry about.
I'll kind of look back at Rhogar and go, we didn't have all the information. Like, for all I know, it could have been a black cat, a black puma, and it could have torn us to shreds. But the fact that
I agree.
like, this is the thing: the more information we have, the better informed decisions we can make. That's my whole shtick. Like,
So now that we know that chances are the cat's just going to leave us alone, and there is the potential of having some form of magical weapon inside that can help us in our quest against Strahd, this reaffirms my belief that we need to get in there.
I agree with you.
Agreed.
What if we get in during the carnival whilst the tiger's already out? That way we don't have to deal with it at all.
As long as we get in at some point.
What if the tiger is the sword?
That's what I said. Evanora will pipe up.
Or what if it is
I
the
mean,
carnival?
Rob is just looking between each of you like, okay, yeah. Mhm.
I mean, I like tigers.
Do you know what it
I
is?
could use a new mount.
Do I know what it is?
Yeah, the weird animal thing.
Yes, I do. But
What
I
is
do
it?
have to mention, it's a tiger, a saber tooth.
I love Sabretooth. They got really long teeth.
It's really cool. I just, like I said, don't threaten it. However,
Caught me off guard.
if you want Van Richten on your side, maybe you should ask him if you could have a look around.
We probably shouldn't steal his stuff if we want him to help us.
I mean, maybe. Here's a thought, but maybe if we approach him and we explain like that we have a common goal, maybe he'll just give us the sword.
That's probably better than sneaking into his caravan.
I would
Right?
agree.
Being an ally and a magical weapon, no blood to be shed, no breaking in to be had. Good to go.
I think this is the job for Michael Smith, Master Carpenter.
No. Let me in, coach.
Okay.
Okay, guys,
We got-
guys, let's settle down. Let's not get ahead
She's
of
just
ourselves.
sitting here, like shaking her head and kind of chuckling. She's like, "That's to say that it's not just the wagon that has to get you to where the sword is. I don't know if it's in the wagon. I don't know if Van Richten would be dumb enough to just leave it right there."
Could be
But-
You
something
would
kept on his person.
know the whereabouts of it.
I would say so, yes. Based on the cards, of course. I personally have never seen it. But he also has his tower, which is large, and I've only stayed on the first floor.
So gain Van Richten's favor, gain more knowledge about the Sword of Light.
Okay. Well, I guess then our next logical step would be to go and speak with Van Richten.
Do it.
Like fully speak to him, or like undercover speak to him.
Fully speak to him.
Got it.
I'm sure, Esmeralda, you're likely wanting to speak to him here as well.
Oh, yes, but if I show up when he's cornered, he'll likely disappear again. So I'm gonna wait until he accidentally corners me.
Why would
She
you
is
want
looking
to
at
corner
this
you?
point through you and at the carnival wagon. Just watching it.
Rhogar would ask, like, why would he want to corner you?
Oh, he wouldn't want to. He's just going to.
It's unresolved issues. I'm gonna start walking slowly.
Okay. Well, if he doesn't like being cornered, then maybe only a couple of us should go and speak to him.
Rhogar puts his hand up.
Gibbs. I'm good with people.
I'll go, okay. We can all head over, but only, I want to go in. If Avery and Rhogar, you want to come with me, perfectly fine. I reckon the rest of us should just kind of observe everything that's going on around us and just try to stay under the radar as best as we can.
Yeah.
I'm
I think
just
we
gonna
should-
type to come
yeah.
out so I can.
I think we should definitely split the party to go talk to him because I love you guys, but you are a little scary sometimes.
Rukar's gonna
Who's he
pop up
looking at?
and say,
I'm
as
looking
the
ready to
party
try X.
ambassador,
This is
I think I
coming
should
from the
go.
guy that keeps changing his look.
What?
Disguise self. Disguise self.
With no words.
You know, subtle
I'm-
spell.
Anyway,
Spell or
we-
not, you're
we-
still changing your look.
Whoever's not actively in this conversation, roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
Am I actively in the conversation?
You're actively in the conversation, yes. Okay. Beautiful.
I'm working on it, sorry. I always
Yep,
forget where it's at.
You're fine. Okay, cool. All of
Yay.
you, all of you, hear banging coming from near the carnival wagon. Almost like steel against steel in that general vicinity. And everyone who's actively in that conversation is none the wiser.
Does it sound like it's coming from like inside the wagon or somewhere near it?
Somewhere near it or at it, you're not quite sure. It's not inside, because you have the highest perception, it's definitely at the wagon, but somewhere you can't tell. Whether it's the side, it's the back, the front, but it's at the wagon.
And look around it.
You'd have to go over there.
Yeah, I'll
Pretty
go over there.
decently far, because you're still outside of the stockyard itself.
nAga starts just walking over there.
Evanora's gonna follow him.
Gonna go with him.
Okay. So as you guys are all still talking, you notice the small group slowly branch off. Bobbler, are you going with them?
Yeah, I'll head with
Okay. Enemy, you too?
Yep.
Okay. So they all just kind of branch off, not even paying attention to what you guys are still discussing. As you start to get closer, it gets louder. And it's definitely a mixture of a hammer or something smacking against the wood and the metal of the lock in the back of the wagon.
Uh-oh.
My plan.
I'll kind of pipe up and I'll be like, where'd everyone go?
Esmeralda will point at the wagon.
All right, we
Just
should.
inside the stockyard gates, walking directly past the guards who are totally not paying attention to them anymore. They freely walk right past everybody. Completely zoned. They're gone. But you see them just trekking along right towards the wagon, as if nothing else happened. When you guys get a little bit closer to the wagon, looking towards the back of it, do I have a picture of it? I think I do. 7.
No.
I do.
Don't be pictures. I like
Party
pictures.
pants. Yeah. I might definitely have it. I just need to find where I can put it. As you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Aha! I found it.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the back of it, which is the side that you can see there, you see the same familiar faces, Carl and Nikolai Wachter, Iana's sons, both pulling and trying to hack at the lock and chains that are holding the door shut, while no one else is really paying attention.
Like, so not a single person is seeing them, or at least reacting.
No one's reacting.
So we're not in any kind of like trance or anything, right? It's just everybody
No,
else.
you're totally free on your own will. Yep.
Okay. How close are we to them right now?
At this point, when you notice them, you're probably about 25, 30 feet away.
So Rukhar is gonna yell out to them and ask them if they forgot their key.
That's hilarious because at the exact same time that Rukhar is doing that, Evanora is yelling out, "What are you doing?"
I
Love
it.
it.
Works so well.
Love it.
When
Mom
you
and Dad
guys
are coming
yell-
out.
Exactly. When you guys yell to them, they both freeze, and Nikolai drops the hammer that he was using and spins directly towards you and almost stands like up at attention. And Carl goes, "Yeah, we forgot the key. Why do you think we're trying to break into it?"
How do I check for a bluff?
Insight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels very
As
bullshit.
you know, yeah, you kind of get a sense of something weird, but you can't really tell if it's total bullshit or if he legitimately doesn't have the key. You know that they're not who they're supposed to be. Like, obviously, this is not Octavio. You know who these two boys are. Why would they have the key in the first place?
I asked them, what's inside the wagon, anyways?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out. Don't you want to know?
If you
Thought it
have
was
the key,
yours.
shouldn't you already know?
Well, we had the key, and then they took the key, and we took the key back, and then they took the key. And I just want to see what's inside of it. And he starts yanking on it again, and he is completely, doesn't care that you're even there. He just wants to see what's inside of it. And inside is quiet.
Oh,
I don't think you want to break in there. know what's
Evanora is gonna
inside.
cross her arms and just give him that like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed kind of look.
A mom look.
Oh yeah, just like and like just shaking her head, like, come on.
Rukar's gonna walk right up to him. He's gonna take something out of his backpack. He's gonna hand it to Carl, right?
Yeah, Carl and
gonna hand-
Nikolai.
He's gonna hand this object to him. Tell him, take a swig of this. Let me take a look at it.
Oh dear God. And he looks at you, and he looks at it, and he goes, "What is it?"
It's just pudding.
Oh, no.
Does it make you stronger or something?
Absolutely.
Or- Yeah. Oh, really? Here, Nikolai, have some. And he hands it to his brother, and he keeps yanking on the cage. And Nikolai is clearly the denser of the two, just starts chugging it.
The
now
revenge
he's
of the elf
alive.
pudding.
Okay, so he has to make a Constitution save, right?
Yeah.
Picking on the kids.
I'm gonna say he passes.
Aw.
God damn.
Passes. He's not thrilled about it though. It doesn't taste good, but he definitely doesn't start retching all over the place. And he looks at you and he looks at it and he's like, that doesn't taste too good. Well, I don't like that.
I tell him it's an acquired taste.
Oh, okay.
And then I take the cask back from him because
Okay. Yeah. Beautiful.
Alright,
And
so I'm
Carl is still
trying
trying to yank on this. It's not moving, not even in the slightest. There's no dents. They have made absolutely no push on getting into this thing.
Do we know where Octavio is? Like in this current moment, have we seen him come out or anything like that?
You haven't seen him. The guards originally told Altharion and just
It was just Avery.
Michael Smith. Yeah. That he was in the stockyard warehouse. But you haven't
Okay.
seen him come out. And that was prior to you going I'm sorry, that was the same time as you guys going to the church and coming back. So Avery wouldn't have had his eyes on the warehouse the entire time.
How old are these kids?
Carl and
That we know.
Nikolai are probably visibly in their late teens.
Got it. So they're like 600 years old?
Yeah,
Christian?
they're
I was gonna
on
say,
the,
notice how
they're on
she
the
said
younger
visibly.
side. Yeah, they're on the younger side. Yeah.
totally thought they were older than that.
I like how Sugar says 600 years older. You're like, yeah, they're on the younger side.
Yeah, they're on the
That's
younger
pretty
side.
young for a vampire. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
It's on the money.
barely adulthood.
Yeah,
Early adulthood.
barely.
Got it. Got it.
So Evanora is gonna like start walking towards them and like doing like a shoe motion, and she's
Mhm.
like, "All right, get lost. Like it's not yours. Obviously not yours. Don't trespass. Go
Don't
go
you
back
wanna
home."
see like what's inside at all? And Carl's kind of looking at you like, "Come on, Ma. We just want to play with it." You know?
She just
See?
like and now she's
They
like
see
two
it
hands.
too.
And it's like, doesn't matter right now, you'll see it later. Like, just
Fine.
get out of here.
You're slowly becoming the mom of all of Barovia,
You're getting there.
not just the
The plan.
party.
When you get close enough, and Carl is kind of arguing but reluctantly starting to walk away from it, Nikolai looks at you in a way of recognition. Like, you look really familiar.
I mean,
And he's
Oh, not that kind of recognition. I like that.
and he's not
Never
sure
mind.
why. And he just stares at you for like a good 15-20 seconds as Carl is walking away. And when you make eye contact, you don't understand the look.
I was about to say, like, I definitely give him this, like, what you looking at kind of
Exactly.
face.
You
Like,
don't
can I help
understand
you?
What he's seeing, but he's just kind of lost for a second before he startles himself back and runs to catch up to Carl. And they both walk out the other direction that you guys came and pass through a hole in the fence.
Long lost child.
Evanora's like just standing there, like still staring in that general direction of like, the hell just happened? So like she'll be stuck like that for a bit of just like, what? Like just completely confused.
Why is this a thing? Yeah, I can see it. I can sense it. Yeah, it's just between the two of you, there was just a moment of, what are you staring at? And who are you?
Take a picture, it'll last longer.
Yeah.
He might.
Huh.
Give him a minute.
Hmm.
I don't like it.
But as they left, you hear like almost like a purring, low guttural coming out of the caravan.
Like purring?
Like a loud purring, like a low guttural purring, not growling to what you would think would be vicious.
Naga's gonna try and look
Almost in
inside.
like a
We're
thank
both
you.
standing there, right?
Yeah.
Rukhar's just
Anybody
gonna
who's
be
in
like,
that little group can hear it. It's
"Nice,
loud.
beastie."
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like, Evanora definitely like, snaps out. It's just like, she like coos at it, and it's just like, good kitty.
Yeah, Naga's gonna try and look inside and see if he can see what it's doing.
It's still very dark inside. There is still the hole that Avery made earlier that you can peer in. But you can't really make anything out. It's pretty dark.
Is it though?
Yes. What are you rolling?
Oh my god.
It's pretty dark.
Okay.
I'll say
Okay.
that you could probably see like a darker shadow of what's inside. There's no light, there's no holes to allow the light from outside in, and you would be blocking the only hole in. The one thing that they notice, they're completely boarded up. So originally, as we went over it last time, the wood on the outside of the caravan, on the inside is all iron. So it's plated on the inside. You can't visibly see in through the whole top half. And where Avery poked the hole through, because he rolled fucking well, he got it right in between two of the sheet platings. So he was
We
able
all
to
know that
get a
iron is
little bit of view. I mean, it can be. But has anybody tried?
Dun, dun, dun. Sorry.
I mean,
my
I
bad.
don't think any of
Dramatic
us
music.
is looking to like start
Break it open.
setting up
Exactly.
shop over
Yeah.
here.
I mean, exactly.
Rukar
So,
is a blacksmith,
yeah.
so I mean, I could probably do something here.
I mean, no one's looked for a key either. So I'm just,
That's
you know, pointing that out there. Just throwing it out there.
We also have rogues. Do we really need keys?
Not really all that interested in getting inside this caravan right now, though. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make Van Richten, to be honest. Like, that's what I
I'm
want.
disappointed Iron so much.
Yeah, I see that.
Rhogar is not happy.
So everyone that's looking at Esmeralda kind of pipes up a little bit, and she sits up higher in the front of the carriage, and she looks over, and you could see her peering towards like the back side of the caravan, but not at it directly, and she's kind of looking through the rest of the stockyard to see if she notices anything going on anywhere. And you see a moment where she looks like she sees something, and she kind of stands in her carriage and leans over the side. And she goes, "He's out." And as you all turn and watch, he walks from the stockyard warehouse directly to your friends. "Thank you so much for stopping those hooligans from breaking into my caravan. I owe you the whole carnival."
Are we inheriting a carnival out of nowhere? I'm sorry.
Well, I wouldn't have one if it wasn't for this. I mean, if they let my poor baby go, I wouldn't have a show.
Oh, I actually do not like this at all.
Nope.
Out of character.
He is
Evanora.
1000% looking at him, a half elf, with all different kinds of instruments hanging from his hips.
Evanora's gonna like nudge her head towards it and be like, "So what is it?"
"That's my tiger. Do you want to see her?"
Yeah.
So he fumbles around in his pockets and pulls out a set of keys. And he starts unlocking the padlock. And he goes, "You sure?" And he looks back at everybody. All right. And he continues unlocking. And you can see he's excited. He's flustered. He's happy. And he kind of gives you a little bit of a sense of, "Oh, this is actually kind of nice. I don't mind this at all." He pops it open. The chains fall to the sides. And he clicks the handles. Excuse me, hiccups. And before he even opens it, he goes, "Last chance. You sure?" He doesn't even wait. He opens the door. And laying in the center of the carriage is an armored saber-toothed tiger.
Aww.
Down, Rhogar.
The tiger
Whoa.
looks up, kind
So
of
sad I'm
wiggles
not
a
here.
little bit, gets closer to the edge, and rolls over.
Like for belly scratches?
Like for belly scratches.
Oh, I scratched the belly. 110%. Like full on. This is like we're talking like
We're talking
two-hand
a
red.
large, yes, this is a very large.
Okay. Oh, all the
yes.
belly scratches. 100%. Chew my arm off. Let's go for it.
I love it.
And the purring is so loud that it reverberates through you.
I'm so here for this.
Everyone in that very said Rukhar goes BRB.
He can't even listen to this.
Oh, poor baby.
I was so I was gonna say, as soon as Esmeralda kind of points, I was gonna say, well, now's probably a good time to go catch up with everybody else.
I was gonna
Oh,
say.
you like turn the corner to like Evanora, like on the edge of the carriage, like hardcore, like belly rubbing this like giant saber-toothed tiger, like
Yep.
having the
Tail
time of her life.
wagging, she's loving it.
She's straight up like, what's its name? Like,
I was gonna say that Evanora is usually a really serious person. I think Avery's rubbing off on her, and I think that's probably not for the best.
but
Yeah,
this
Naga's
is the
freaked
most,
out at
like
the moment.
emotion you've ever seen Evanora have. Like, she's like
Yeah.
straight up like, oh, it's a good kitty.
That is-
Yeah, Naga's going to be freaked out at the moment. But I'm going to like inspect the armor and even ask the guy like, why is it wearing armor?
And he looks at you and he goes, "Well, it's more for the show than anything else. Because I kind of had it specially fitted to make the show really pretty. It gets the adults more intrigued than the kids because they want to know what kind of armor it is, where I had it made. And he starts going off and he's just rambling about this half plate armor that's, to someone who wears armor, very pretty. And it's got a black swirled pattern on the front, right by where his chest would be. And it's open on the stomach because Kitty loves scritches. And it wraps around the tiger's back and goes straight down his spine and ends right before his tail.
Yeah, Naga's going to be super confused. As a monk who doesn't wear armor, he feels like tigers usually are not wearing armor.
I can understand your concern, but he knows what to do. And he kind of winks at you a little bit and goes back and jumps into the carriage and walks around it for a second, kind of cleaning it up a little bit while you have said tiger a little busy. And he picks up what looks like a doll of some sort that's just ripped to shreds. And all that's really left is like the upper half of this doll. And he kind of wiggles it around a little bit, and this cat goes full pounce mode and just wants it. So he gets it, obviously, and brings it back to Evanora and kind of shoves it into her hands.
Oh, we're playing fetch. Game on.
We're playing fetch.
Oh, she's all about this.
I love it so much. Oh gosh, it's so good. I'm trying to see if they actually have a name listed or if I'm gonna have to pick one myself.
Oh, this is so cool.
I feel personally attacked.
I thought you didn't like cats. What the heck?
Rhogar loves cats.
Oh,
This is quite
dragons are kind of cat-like. I guess that makes
quite
sense.
yeah.
They are. They're
More
very
notes
cat-like.
from Naga's journal. Got it.
Well,
Rhogar likes cats.
Altharion's kind of urging the rest of the party that's in this conversation with Esmeralda to head on over to everybody else. Because I've kind of guessed if Esmeralda's pointed and said, it's him, he's out, Altharion's kind of put two and two together and gone, that's Van Richten.
And Esmeralda will kind of nod. He's all yours.
Well, at this point, you would know what Van Richten looks like because I showed everyone what he looks like.
Yes, but he's also disguised completely as a bard, a half-elf bard that looks like a clown, essentially. So
that's what they would
Are
have
we
seen.
back to us?
yeah, I'm kind of intermingling the two of you. There is no name. Evanora, what would you like to call said kitty?
Oh, 2 seconds. Hold on.
Yes, have at
I'm gonna
it.
go my
Really
trusty
good name, 2 seconds.
fantasy name generator.
Love
Well,
it.
she's
We're
looking.
naming it. She's naming them.
While she's
Oh, it's
looking at that, Rhogar will look at Esmeralda and be like, I thought you wanted to speak to him. Now's our chance.
Oh no, now's your chance. My chance comes when he's least expecting it. I've been following him for years, and he has evaded me purposefully the entire time. I know he's been doing it on purpose. And just because
Why?
I can catch him doesn't mean I should.
Why would he want to? Why would he want to avoid you? You both have a common goal, do you not?
I guess there's a point where you don't want your apprentice hurt. I'm kind of more of a daughter to him than I am a common ally.
Wait, what? So
I've been with
you-
him
you're
since a child.
You're trying to say that you're also a vampire hunter?
Well, yeah, why would I care what he's doing otherwise?
So if you're his apprentice, why would he be avoiding you?
You don't stay with your apprentice when you go on really dangerous adventures. And he's been tracking Strahd once he figured out where he was for a while. And I guess he didn't want me to get hurt. So Killian, I love it.
I think it's
We can
appropriate.
switch back.
Totally
Switch back.
appropriate.
Would you want to head back to Killian?
No, you can keep going. I just saw it and I didn't want to lose it.
Yeah, but I mean, with an enemy like Strahd, wouldn't you think that he would want all the help that he can get?
When the time comes for him, I think it's more about him than it is about actually beating Strahd. It's about that mark of victory. And if I was there, or if you're there, or whoever may be there, and he wasn't the one to do it, all of it's for nothing.
So you're saying he wants the glory for himself and not to share it with anybody else?
I mean, wouldn't you?
I mean, personally, I would just want the victory, regardless of who gets the credit for it. Whether it's a team or an individual, I mean, the victory itself at hand is most important.
Yeah, I could see that for some people.
Wow.
So do you feel so you feel the same way as him then? You want the glory for yourself?
No, I don't really care about the glory. I want the challenge.
Ah,
Strahd is-
now that I can respect.
Oh, well, thank you. But I do owe a lot of my life to Van Richten. I was just a kid when he found me.
So how about this? How about we approach as our party, and then you come in after we've got him comfortable. That way he won't disappear on you because we've already sort of like, you know, eased his thoughts.
I think that may work, but I think you'll have a better chance of getting answers with me not around for now. But now that I know where he is, I'm gonna go stay in his tower and do some more research.
Rhogar is gonna look at her and be like, where, like, you know exactly where his tower is?
Oh yeah, I've been staying there.
And
Just
can you
out
shed some
west.
insight?
Just
Out
go
west.
west, right out the doors. It's not that far. It's
And
actually
it's clearly
really
visible.
close. Yes, you'll know when you're there. It's up high. You'll have to climb a little bit of the mountain, or fly if you can by then. And she winks.
Interesting. Is there any caves in that area as well?
But possibly a little bit further south.
A little bit further south. Okay.
Yeah, there's some rumors that I've heard, but I haven't gone
there-
and, done the things myself.
If you're gonna be heading that way, is there a way we could contact you? Should we have any questions or concerns or anything like that?
She kind of thinks for a minute. She goes, none of you have sending, do you, in your spell lists?
Not myself. And I sort of look at the rest of the party.
So she gets up and she goes behind her carriage and opens it up, and climbs in. And it's not a very big carriage. It's pretty stout, a little bit taller than the average. But when she climbs in, you kind of follow her, just curious what she's doing. And when you get inside of it, like you kind of like lean through the entryway, it looks like a shop, like a wizard shop at home. It's rather large. There's wall-to-wall spells, potions, all kinds of trinkets. She's got stacks of books on the sides, but it's much larger inside than it appears outside. And she starts shuffling through a few of her scroll lists. Like she has different scrolls laying and she's got them kind of sprawled out. And she's shuffling through them all. And she's like, just give me just 1 minute. She goes, feel free to look around if you'd like to. Just don't touch anything, you have to buy it. And she kind of smirks as she goes back to shuffling. Can you?
Rhogar will take a look around at the same time.
Yes. I can tell you exactly what's around. Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to think of what kind of roll I want you to make. Roll an Arcana. Perfect. She finally pulls one out as she looks at you and waits. She kind of eyes you up for quite a few. Let me find her caravan because it is a hot mess. It is a hot mess. All right.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry.
Ow. It's a hot
Ooh.
mess.
Yeah.
When I say it's a hot mess, it's a hot
Oh,
mess.
goddamn.
When you're looking around, you can go from one side to the other and feel like you're in a different shop in every segment. From
Narnia.
healers to, yeah, literally. From healers kits to poisons to actual live animals to all kinds of vampire hunting paraphernalia and different kinds of stakes and medals. And she has a little bit of everything that she's collected and amassed for the last several months of browsing Barovia, trying to find where Van Richten was staying. Some of the more important things that are kind of locked away is she has several, probably 4 or 5 different heavily locked and just in your vague perception, spell locked as well. Little chests and a duffel looking like bag, almost like a burlap sack, that's also spelled. If you were to touch something, she would know. Even if she
Right.
wasn't watching you. So she, after watching you kind of look around a little bit, and she kind of eyed you up a little, and she took in a good portion, she goes, okay, I don't do this for everyone, but read this spell, and you can send me a message once a day.
Rhogar will gladly, obviously, accept this and thank her very much for that, and say he will only use it sort of under dire emergencies or anytime that we have, any, dire questions or anything like that.
Yeah, so you can add sending to your inventory.
Okay.
And that will give you the ability to talk in a very short sentence. I think it's 25 word max to a creature that you are familiar with.
Okay. So sending to my inventory.
Yes.
Okay.
And
added?
as you read through this scroll, you have it open and you're reading it, and you see across the front of it, it almost looks like water is starting to spread from the bottom of the scroll to the top, and you can see the page getting faded more and more as it gets to the top. And when you finish, it just turns to ash in your hands.
Got it. So I'm the only one with this.
You are the only one with that.
Okay. He's
Provided
gonna look
nobody
at
else
it.
has it, because other people can get it. But for you specifically, to talk to her.
I can't share it with anybody else. Okay.
Correct.
I'm gonna look at Esmeralda as I'm looking around this caravan full of vampire killing utensils, and ask her, like, is like anything in here for sale?
She kind of looks around a little bit and she goes, no, I prefer not to, only because I do use a lot of it. She goes, it did take me a long time to collect it. Well, it depends on, I guess, what you would want. I could probably get it for you, though. and bring you some if you have a specific request.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind, and I'll confer with the party once we're all back together again, and maybe I'll send you a message with a request of what we would like.
That's not a problem.
Awesome.
Beautiful. At this point, she starts to kind of not usher, like you're not in trouble, but she starts to kind of walk you out of the caravan. And as you're getting out and you drop down, you notice that one of her feet is not quite like the other.
Can I look closer?
Investigation. However, I will stipulate that if you fail, she's going to catch you.
I got a +4. Do I try it?
Go for it.
Why not?
Nothing,
I'm sorry. Let me quote Babalu real quick. Do it. You won't.
Well, I did it. I don't think I rolled high enough.
No, you didn't. You look and you can't really tell why they're so different. But she kind of stops and she stands there, and then she lifts her dress just a little bit. And where one ankle is, the other is wood. She goes, now if you don't mind, get out of my way.
I'll just be like, I'm so sorry. I noticed something was
Fine,
different.
everyone notices something or other.
Don't do it.
Wow. It's a very strange sound of a shovel hitting the ground.
Repeatedly.
I saw a
Repeatedly.
shovel in her wagon.
I'll stop while I'm ahead.
Beautiful.
You're ahead?
And she kind of pushes past you and nudges you a little out of the way. So she shuts her caravan up. And she gets back in the front. And she kind of peers over at your friends, now talking to Ritchen very comfortably. She goes, go, you're going to miss your chance. And I assume the rest of you, or whoever does want to, can go.
Rhogar's gonna run. Like, he sees the doors open and he wants to know what the hell's inside.
That romance ended abruptly. Oh,
Whoa,
we'll see.
romance.
I know, right? As you run up, you do find Evanora playing with Killian.
Oh, we're like wrestling now, like play wrestling.
Yeah, they're
That's
full
adorable.
on. -30 to NPC. Nice.
Rip.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, is there NPC romances in this? Did I?
Of course there are.
Here?
There always are. What are you talking about?
That's always an opportunity.
That's
Did you miss
like
the message
half
that
of
we're all
D&D.
trying to romance Ben Richten? I don't.
I mean,
I'm a noob.
Hey,
there's always an opportunity for that kind of, whether it's
cat right now.
I mean, yeah, she is.
Well, what we
She's-
learned about Smithy today, I don't know if he'd be interested.
He's more interested in the cat at the moment. Yeah,
I'm just gonna be
yeah,
walking
yeah.
behind the freaking ballistic dragon in front of me, sipping my wine.
Yeah, give me the wine. Quincy.
You lush.
I'm gonna keep drinking it until you tell me that it's gonna kill me or some shit.
No, it will
When-
kill you.
When Rhogar approaches and sees Evanora, like, you know, wrestling with the cat, he's gonna like try to get a little bit closer and like give it some like chin scritches type of thing. But he's also like scanning around the caravan looking for this sort of light.
Okay. While you could do a perception, just to see what you do see around.
God
You see
damn it, my
nothing?
roll stuck.
Yeah, you. It's just in the inside. It's hay. There's the rest of this ripped up doll, and some pieces of meat still in the carriage, like just laying on the floor, that weren't fully eaten.
Well, at least I get to play with the kitty cat.
I'm gonna walk up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up with Rhogar.
Mhm.
I want to also look around for it because I know he really wants this sword. So it's perception.
Okay. You see the same thing. It's just mainly hay. This is where the cat sleeps. Nothing you can tell is oddly placed or hidden as far as with that kind of look around.
Hmm.
At this point, Van Richten is now standing kind of by Evanora and Rhogar, kind of just letting them enjoy the cat for the time being. But still very, I owe you everything. You have no idea what it would be like to try to find this cat again if it got away.
I'm gonna walk over to Rhogar and be like, well, if you want to ask him, now's kind of the time.
And I'll sort of nod back and be like, oh God, how am I going to do this without fucking it up?
That's what we're all wondering.
Me too. I'm
Just don't
super
look at his
curious
ankles.
how these rolls
But,
are
I
gonna
mean, come
go.
Yeah. Leave his ankles alone.
Not
one.
Leave his ankles alone.
Please don't roll in that one. Please don't roll in that one.
Or roll that one and see what happens.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to say to Rhogar, however, whatever you do, you got this. And I inspire him. So you have a D6
Okay.
add on your next roll.
Okay. So Rhogar's gonna look at Van Richten and be like, oh, do I drop the bomb now?
Are you carrying around a bomb? Because I think that's something.
No.
I'll-
So I'm
so-
gonna look at him.
That's wrong.
I'm not gonna acknowledge that we know. Do I acknowledge that we know his name yet? I'm not gonna acknowledge that we know his name. I'm just gonna be like, I was told. Shit, I don't know how to do this.
Straight up ask him.
So as I'm petting the cat still, I'm gonna look up at him and I'm going to say, there was a fortune teller that I came across that had mentioned that there may be a weapon or sword of magical nature that we could use in our journey against Strahd. That may be located around the carnival. Would you know anything about that?
Trying to think of how I want to respond to this.
With violence.
I'm sorry in advance.
And
Real quick, as Evanora is like hearing Rhogar kind of like get this out, can I do a perception check on the armor the saber-toothed tiger is wearing for any kind of like sigils, markings of that kind?
yeah, I would do investigation or perception, whichever one is better for you.
Okay.
You had mentioned
Figure
there was
that
like
out.
a black swirl or something.
Yeah, there's like a black swirl design on towards the chest of it.
Okay. But nothing else that we saw?
That you saw visibly, no, at the moment. But without a roll, I mean, if
I'll
you
do
have
another
a roll,
one,
you
why
can
not?
Definitely, yeah.
You said perception or what else?
Or investigation.
Okay, let me do this one.
Okay. So as you're given the scritches and you're wrestling a bit, you can feel the what looks like it's just kind of a part of the design. The swirls that are on the chest actually have like indentations that your whole hand would fit into. And the center of the swirl is kind of like your palm.
Interesting. Okay. What's up? I love it.
Out of character,
yeah.
I have a gut feeling that I know exactly what that is. I know exactly what it is.
It's handholds.
No,
Because the
no, no,
tiger's
no.
a sword.
No.
I mean, we're listening.
I think can be turned into a figurine.
Ooh.
And that's
I
where
love those.
and that's where you deactivate it.
Oh, I love those.
Potentially. Potentially.
See how bad Bird rips me apart here.
I mean, if we're talking
Yeah, but then he
hypothetical,
wouldn't need to keep it in the caravan.
the tiger might also be a mist talisman.
Who knows?
So, Rick kind of looks at you at the mention of Strahd. He's taking a little bit of more notice, and he goes, wait, you guys were at the Blue Water Inn. I know all of your faces.
Yes, sir, we were.
He goes, what's this business with Strahd? And I'm not sure if I know about a weapon.
So
In her head, Evanora's like, bullshit.
Altharion's kind of leaning up against the opening, just making sure everything's kosher around us. And just kind of like ear in. And he's gonna, he's kind of looked in, and I'm assuming that Altharion recognizes this guy as the appearance that he shifted into when he left the Blue Water Inn. Or would I have to make a check for that?
No, I think you would be able to notice.
Okay. So, I'm kind of just like, I'm just listening in and just being like, I know exactly who you actually are, because I've seen you change. I know your actual appearance. And I don't think you're necessarily telling the truth. But I'm going to go along with it for now. I'm not going to press him on anything. I'm just going to just listen. I'm just going to listen.
Okay. And it kind of just watches Rhogar now, because that's, who's kind of started this conversation. And he goes, I'm interested in what your business with Strahd is. And he kind of puts his hands up, almost like a bench in front of him, and leans his elbow on it and puts his chin in his fist, like, I'm waiting. He's very theatrical.
Who is he asking this?
Rhogar.
Oh, okay.
Looking back to my notes. Give me a second.
I want to put his head on a stake.
I mean, anybody can pipe into this conversation. It's not just,
We're here to
Let's say
whoop
it's
his
all here.
ass.
I'm just gonna say straight. I want to put his head on a
Honestly.
stake.
And he kind of glances at you and he goes, wouldn't that be an interesting sight? I don't know how it would work, but maybe.
And then Rhogar will sort of pipe in and being like, as my companion said, we're hunting Strahd and we're looking for allies to help us in our cause. Anything that could help would be greatly appreciated. As in this potential sword that is, or weapon that is known, or potentially to do or surrounding this caravan.
The caravan, huh? And he kind of looks around the caravan and he's like, I'm sure you could make a sword out of it, but I don't think it would be very good. And he kind of smirks a little bit. I may know something about the weapon, some desire that may help.
I'll
And
turn.
Rhogar will sort of like, Rhogar would sort of like tilt his head like, looking at him like, all right, I'm interested.
It's also at this point, Altharion will kind of turn his head in, turn his body a little bit, look at Rick, and he'll turn to him and I go, I noticed there's an inscription on the outside of the wagon. Out of the shadow and into the light. Care to explain it a little bit more for us?
You noticed that, huh? And he kind of looks at everybody a little sheepishly. And then he starts to look around everybody. See who might be watching. He goes, well, like I said, I may know where a certain device may be that could help you in your mission.
If you're not comfortable
Rhogar.
talking here, we can talk elsewhere.
Well, I have the carnival tomorrow. I can't leave per se.
Not necessarily saying we leave the settlement. Would the inn be better?
Oh, those poor people. No. The stable behind the inn would probably be more convenient. Just to not get them involved. I don't like getting innocents involved in things they don't need to be involved in. However, because you've done me quite the favor, and he kind of glances at Evanora, and she's kind of liking Tiger a little bit. He walks around and into the front, and he presses what looks like nothing, and just kind of presses and leans back. Inside the caravan, where Killian and Evanora are very nicely wrestling, and Rhogar is petting. The wall that would be at the front of the carriage opens, almost like a puzzle piece, and kind of slides out a little bit. And in between the two is a fairly large section. And hanging in there is all sorts of vampire hunting paraphernalia. From stakes to silvered weapons to traps to everything you could think of. And a velvet satchel just hanging by itself on the bottom. You could take it, it's all yours.
I'm
That's my thank you.
I'm gonna grab the satchel.
All of the stuff?
So what exactly is there weapon-wise?
I will go through it with you guys after, because there's a long list.
Okay.
There's also, like I said, there's stakes, probably enough to have a handful for each of you. There's silver daggers. There are silver-tipped arrows. There are 3 different types of traps that would snare werewolves with silvered teeth. I'll make sure I have like the right numbers and everything afterwards, because I gotta do a couple of rolls. However, let me get to my one thing here, if I can find it. There's so many pages open on my screen.
I can tell you straight away, I am getting those silver arrows.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
No, they're mine.
Agreed.
No, you can't have them.
I felt like I was just gonna put them in between my fingers like Wolverine and use them like that. But I mean, if you can use them better, sure, I guess.
Well, here I was gonna try and see if I could get some silver out of it, if I could silver your weapons, but I guess I don't really need to do that.
I was actually, I had a very similar thought process earlier. Like, if we were able to actually get like silver blades, like Witcher style, silver, full on like actual silver short swords or long swords, that'd be sick.
Well, as
Love it.
as a blacksmith, I'd be able to do that. So, not
Well-
like all at once, I don't think, but
It would take you probably several days.
right. But anybody that doesn't have magical weapons, I could probably at least get them up to where they could do something to some of this stuff.
Yeah.
The silver swords in Witcher are just silver plated. So
Right. That's what Rukhar would end up doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
sorry,
Come
that was
on.
unnecessary
All right.
information on my part.
No, it's all good.
Fine. Okay, so the satchel is quite heavy.
Mhm.
It's a mimic.
Could
I'm
you
gonna-
imagine?
Great idea.
I'm gonna open up. the
Stop
chest
giving her ideas.
and then get my hand bit off.
As you start to open the satchel, he kind of grabs your hand and he goes, "You don't want to do that outside."
Uh-oh.
Roll
That's
for an
worrying. Why?
Definitely a mimic.
You're gonna get everyone's attention. And he lifts his hat and he takes it off, and he fades to himself. And he goes, "Trust me, you do not want to open that where people may see it."
I'm gonna lean in really close and go, "What is it?"
That is, when you open it, the Sun Sword. That is a sentient, chaotic good weapon. You have to be chaotic good to utilize it. With an intelligence of its own of 11, a wisdom of 17, and a charisma of 16. It has hearing and vision. Yeah. And it communicates with the person that is attuned to it.
I'm gonna droop my head down. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna hand it right over to Rhogar.
It is a legendary longsword.
Nice.
Let's freaking go.
Rock, paper, scissors for it.
Oh
It has,
my lord.
It has a thin crystal blade, but it's as strong as steel. And it has a platinum hilt and guard.
Altharion's hearing all this, and he's just like, the two people who don't wield long swords are. And he's just frustrated. He's like,
Yeah, no.
Rhogar's got it one.
Hold on.
Rukhar's
Starting
got
out of
one.
character.
Yes.
Out of character, do you even meet the requirements for alignment?
I am
No,
chaotic
I'm
good, yeah.
lawful good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Altharion's lawful good. But no,
I-
Rhogar 100% is chaotic good, which just
Yeah.
really happened to work out for you there, my friend.
That is
going to-
insane.
I already
Hand
have
it-
a magic weapon, so I'm not gonna fight you for it.
You'll
So
probably.
chaotic good.
That's more my
Yeah,
thing.
I will
It-
say that there's more around. I'm not gonna just leave it to one person, but you'll have to find it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
hand it over to Rhogar. I'm like, okay, you can have this, but on one condition.
What's that?
Next time we find some cool shit, it's mine.
It's all yours, sir.
Got it. I hand him the bag.
Beautiful.
Naga's
So-
going to shake his
Yeah.
head.
He looks at you in the same breath and he goes, "Do not open that unless you intend to use it." Immediately.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you know the story of that specific sword, but I'll gladly tell you if you meet me at my tower in 3 days.
And Rhogar will just nod his head and essentially be like, see you there.
He gives you guys directions, which I'll show you when we leave, on how to get to it. It's not very far. He goes, "I can't do it by myself. And I hope that the power of all of you are able to do the thing that I was not able to do. Maybe I'm old now. Maybe that's my problem.
It's a.
But I won't be far behind. I need to see this."
As he's saying that, Altharion will kind of step in a little bit in what little space there is in there. And he'll go, "We're not alone in terms of us. We are gathering allies. You're welcome to join
Alright.
us if you wish.
I will help as much as I can. This is a lifelong goal. Maybe I'll finally rest. Because I do have a few people that may want to help out, so I'll see if I can bring some extra friends along.
That's good to know.
Because the tower, however, you'll probably want to take a look around. It used to belong to the Lich of Strahd, so you'll definitely want to see it. There's probably some stuff in there that even I haven't uncovered yet.
Lich Bud?
Is the Lich still around?
No.
Okay, good.
Unfortunate soul, to be honest. He challenged Strahd to control the region. He didn't make it.
Did the leech have a name?
Shocker.
Yeah, Kazan.
Hmm.
Very smart. Smart man.
Not smart
Really
enough,
bad
is
at
he?
combat. Yeah, well, not very good. No. But he did, however, make the sword that you're holding, and also convinced Strahd it was destroyed.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Fun.
Well, I am for one excited to see this tower.
Yeah,
Beautiful tower.
and then some.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'll also pipe up and I'll go, how often do you come through the settlement, if you don't mind my asking?
Here, probably every couple of weeks, I would say, for the last 6 or 7, maybe 8 months.
Okay,
I don't know how long I've been here, to be honest.
that's fair. Have you noticed children disappearing at all? Or the number of children growing smaller within the settlement?
I mean, I always just thought that they were growing up. But I guess the carnivals have gotten smaller. There's a lot of adults, but I think that they're required to be there. And it gives you a look of knowing.
Okay. Maybe we can discuss this further at the stables.
Absolutely.
When would you like to meet us there? Or when would you like us
Well,
to
I'm
meet
going to
you
start
there?
getting the carnival set up a little bit, so probably a few hours, and I'll swing by for late night snacks for the animals.
Okay. Sounds
I gotta
good to
stop
me.
by the toy maker, and it's on the way, so that's should be fine.
Okay.
We could, I'm gonna look over to Altharion and the rest of the group. Like, in the meantime, we could go check out the lake. I mean, I don't necessarily want to go back, but I feel like at this point we kind of got to.
I mean, what time of day is it? Are we in at the moment, Bird? It's like kind of mid to late afternoon.
You're getting to the later side of the afternoon.
Okay. I'll turn to everyone and go, maybe we can catch Bluto on his way back.
That's what I'm hoping. As long as I don't have to go back in the water, I'll be good.
I'll turn to the rest of the party and go, what do you guys think?
Evanora's completely still entranced with the cat.
That's fair. Okay. Anyone else got any other suggestions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's. I'll turn to Rick and go. Thank you so much for your offer of all this equipment. It will definitely help us. We're gonna head off and investigate something that I'll discuss with you later on. Has pertaining to what I was asking you about regarding the children.
You want to be careful.
We will.
This town isn't all that it seems.
Oh, we know.
And he puts his hat back on. Keep in mind, leaving to go to the lake requires you leaving the gated region. Just keep in mind.
Yeah.
We've agreed to meet with Rick at the stables.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
In a
within
couple
a few
hours.
hours. Yeah.
Which I feel like that's probably gonna take us a couple hours over there.
Do the gates close at any specific time? And do we know-
Probably, you don't know for sure, but you do know that beyond midnight, pretty much everything is locked down.
You can always ask the guards just to make sure.
Yeah, I'll as everyone else is starting to collect themselves to move, I'll step out after grabbing the gear, some of it. We'll discuss specifics later. But definitely the arrows. And I'll kind of look around to see if there is a guard that I can potentially ask.
From what you can see around you in the stockyard, no.
Okay.
There's no one else around.
I look at Altharion looking around. I'm like, are you looking for a guard? I can cause some commotion if you want. Don't come find us.
I'll turn to Dragax and go, after what you did last time, no thank you. You caused enough commotion then. I think we should do this without minimal commotion. With minimal commotion, I should say. We don't want to draw attention to ourselves any more than we may have already have.
Okay.
And you'll just sip on your wine again?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll kind of wait for everyone else to be ready before we head out.
Bird, I sent you a DM.
It's not like I have the vampire head tied to my waist, just walking around the town with a dripping blood everywhere.
If a guard stops you at that point, you just say vampire, and they're like, ah, got it, cool.
You're a dragonborn. It's the least interesting thing about you.
I'm just looking at what this freaking sword does really quick.
As I say, do I get the details about that or not till we go to the tower?
I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you only because you're gonna be able to equip it because you have to attune to it, but I'm not gonna allow you to attune to it until you are at the tower, because he's gonna show you how.
Yeah.
But it is a +2 bonus to attack and damage, which becomes radiant damage instead of slashing.
Oh Jesus!
Alrighty, team. I'm gonna be back. Just gonna have a quick bio break, and I'll be right back with you.
1d8 radiant as well.
Doesn't
I need to know how to add it.
Yeah,
Isn't, like-
I'll give it to you.
Isn't
Yeah.
undead like weak to radiant damage? So like they take like
Yeah.
double.
It
So-
also is a luminous blade, so it emits bright light for 15 feet, and dim for an additional 15. The light is considered sunlight.
Holy crap! Let's go.
Yeah, you can use an action to expand or reduce the radiance of the bright light to a minimum of 10 feet each, bright and dim, or a maximum of 30 each. That is insane. Pretty much.
That was
This is
worth
insane.
me pushing to go in here. Let's go.
Yeah, it's in
And
the
thank you very much,
compendium,
Avery.
So it'll be easy to
No
add.
problem.
Dope.
Be careful where you point that thing, because some of us are affected by it.
By light, yeah. By sunlight.
Don't pull a Luke Skywalker and look at
That
it.
is absolutely amazing.
So happy we got it, and I didn't mess it up.
Put it, Rhogar, in
Alrighty, team.
your...
I am back.
So you can actually see it.
You're just gonna add it right to my sheet.
I added it directly to, you can view it in your journal. So on the top of the little newspaper section, it should be there. You also should be able to search it. Yeah, you can search it in the eye and drag and drop it right into your inventory.
Yeah, it's just called Sunblade, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2 words.
So if I search it, okay, I'll talk to you about it after. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, if you click the compendium, the eye on the top right-hand bar, you can just type in Sunblade, and it'll pop right up, and then just like literally pick it up and drop it into your inventory, and it'll throw it in there. Absolutely crazy.
That sword is sick.
Can we all look at it from the search?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, you should be able to do the same for the sending spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing for the sending spell.
Because
Anything that I'm mentioning like that, or if I'm giving it to you, you can just drag and drop it. If you have questions, I can show you afterwards, but it's just a drag and drop concept.
Oh, it's good that
Got
they
it.
gave you the little versatile thing right there, because unless it had that, you'd be using dex on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas from memory, versatile allows you to use strength or dex.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Usually they say it's like a martial or a finesse, but if it says versatile, it's either or.
Well, it's a martial weapon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So versatile.
I'm sorry,
allows
what
you
was
to
it?
use
Not a
dex.
martial weapon. It's finesse, and there's, oh god, what's the other one? Here.
For what it's worth, versatile
And that's
means that it
how-
can be one-handed or two-handed.
Right.
It's not.
Versatile is 1 and 2-handed. Finesse is being able to use dex instead of strength.
Yeah.
Or you could do either.
Vice
or.
versa. Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
it's okay. It's just a walking flashlight.
Yeah,
Pretty much. It's
it
a
is.
really strong flashlight. Yeah. All right, coming back to where we were now.
Wait, is that you?
Uh-oh.
Oh, we've come full circle.
Wade has a flashlight that does damage.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Just as long as
Wow.
Evanora stays away from him.
Yep.
Right?
Wow.
Evanora gets this weird like feeling now. She's like, I need to not be within like arm's reach of this guy. I don't know, like something, this weird vibe.
Y'all suck, you know that, right?
I love it.
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean,
It's
You
You're
need
the
to
one
do
who
yourself.
picked chaotic good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you set yourself up for these things.
1000%.
Don't say stuff like meat stick. Like, geez.
Full
Wait,
circle.
that means to get involved in the flashlight conversation. I'm confused now.
As we go full circle here.
Got it. Okay.
We live
Roger.
in full circle. If you've said
I mean,
something
while we're on the
before, it will
topic, you
come
know, let's
back.
also not forget that you don't know what tuna versus turkey is.
Yeah.
So
Or
I'm
how to
never gonna
handle
live some of
magic
this stuff
balls.
down. Oh,
or how to handle magic balls.
wow.
Whoa, Mr. Family Friendly.
Not failing
Coming down over there.
Just deuces.
He throws that family friendly out as quick as he can.
We
not
know
lying.
that your ISP
Magic
sucks. I get it.
Oh man.
Smithy, you came in right when WWP comes into chat, right when you're throwing off the camera.
I love it.
And I'm wearing the WWP shirt, dude. No.
Represent, man.
Hey, Smithy, I believe that's a big old sheesh. Sheesh.
I'm just gonna go now. Thank you guys. Appreciate you coming to
Boy,
The
for that
shenanigans.
charity stream later on.
We've done tonight, so
Right, this is pretty tame.
we broke him.
It's okay, Smithy.
Timothy,
They'll only remember it for forever. It's okay.
I just want
Right.
you to know I'm proud of you.
Shut up.
Ooh. Broke him like his internet.
Oh,
WWT
Wow.
coming in here hot.
Spitting fire.
It's shit on Smithy night. I love this. This is great.
He's gone again. That's it.
he's not really gone. He can hear us.
He can hear us. I know.
That's
A
true.
wireless
That's
He's
true.
headset.
cheating right now.
Joke's on you.
I know. He's cheating on the situation.
This is hilarious.
Yeah. So, as Rhogar puts this red satchel in his backpack, it lights up, and now he can be seen from anywhere in the town at all times by all the vampires and the werewolves. And
Yeah, it's like
Ooh,
a
that's
spotlight.
it's like a spotlight. It's the
Bad
bat
juju.
symbol in the sky at this point.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
right
a
here,
faint like
guys.
aura
Yeah.
around him.
I mean, for what it's worth, there is such a thing as detect good, and good
Yeah.
weapons will
What?
definitely light up
No.
like
Yeah.
like crazy.
Never.
Yeah, they will.
Ever.
Yeah, they will.
Did you wash your
This weapon's,
hands?
like absolutely crazy though. Like I have to actually read through like a novel of shit to learn how to play the freaking weapon because it has its whole personality to it.
Sentient weapons are so much fun though.
Yeah. 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 At least it's like
I gotta go back and
good.
clip this. Holy
Like,
cow.
so,
Oh, this is too good.
what would you guys like to do? As you guys are leaving and
don't
you're
know, what would
discussing
we
your
do?
next plans, I believe the last I heard was we were going to go to the lake.
That was a suggestion.
You have the lake. There's still some areas in town that you haven't been to. Or the inn. Or to roam around. It's totally up to you guys what you'd like to
Is
do.
there like a market or anything?
Not really. I mean, it's mainly just the townspeople putting up like their own stuff for barter. Kind of in the town square, where all those people are currently sitting, I guess, waiting for release.
I mean, we've got no idea how much time we're going to be able to, how long it's going to take us to get to the lake and back as well. So maybe that's something we leave until tomorrow, even.
The travel to the lake that you guys can recall, it's not far. Probably 15 minutes. It's just outside the gates. You could see the town from the lake side.
Yeah.
Going slowly, that would be. It's not far, but you don't know what you're up against when you're there or what you're looking for or
Yeah.
anything along those lines. So totally up to you guys.
Is Evanora still enthralled by the Sabertooth?
Yeah, she's actually helping Van Richten right now clean up a little bit and like relax the kitty back to sleep and put it like get everything locked back up. While you guys are you're still in the stockyard, you're just a little bit closer to the gate and she just straggled behind a bit.
Okay.
Evanora comes back and tells you guys she's leaving the party to be a carny.
that carnival, not any other. It has to be with that one.
That one specifically.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we haven't checked
I can't
in.
imagine that.
I mean, we haven't checked in with Madame Eva in the past day. And she's going to be at the stable anyway. Maybe it's worth going and touching base with her. At least we could tell her that, you know, we've gotten the church on side. That's another option. Because I don't, like, I'd rather go out to the lake first thing and give us, like, a solid half day out there looking at things, doing what we need to do to figure out what's going on. Maybe even catch Bluto before he actually heads out. Because they,
I'm here for it.
I mean, if we catch him before he goes out and he's actually got the kids, caught him red-handed, right?
Yeah.
So maybe
We'll
that's
just get out there super early.
Yeah, we need to wake up before the crack of dawn.
I'd say even before that.
nAga mentions mornings suck.
Also a solid point.
I mean, sure, but at the same time, it's probably, you know, if he is feeding kids to the, you know, if there's a monster in the lake, then...
Well, also, think of it this way. What if there's a kid on the boat right now that if we don't go there right now, they're dead because we didn't go?
And
We
Rhogar
have
will
the
pipe up. Like, if he's feeding kids to whatever's in the lake, he needs to be stopped.
I agree
should-
he needs to be stopped. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you know, we've got conflicting things here. We need to be wise with our time.
nAga, as a kid himself, nods incessantly.
I'm just saying, like, there's a chance, even if it's really small, that if we go out there right now and we confront him and stop him, we might be able to save a kid right now than if we go in the morning.
All right. Let's head over there now. And if we don't come up with anything now, we can head back in the morning. How does that sound?
Yeah, there's no loss for us going over and checking it out at least.
All right. I'm kind of the mind of let's, like, not necessarily like full on book it over there, but let's move with some haste
Yeah,
type thing.
I agree. We should get over there pretty quickly.
So yeah.
I wouldn't say we're losing daylight, but you get the sense.
Yeah. In some form, we're losing time. So yeah, we'll head out and head up there. And I'll keep an eye out for any guards that are along the way as well.
Okay.
Avery, I think that's the wrong way.
Wagon's over here.
Yes, but the lake is through the top entrance.
This one. That's not the one I need. Do. Aha. That one. Jesus Christ.
Can we just leave the vampire head in front of the cult lady's house while we're going by?
Please no. Please no.
Oh my gosh. I just want to get. Okay, here we are. Alright, so I do believe that we did this from out here. Let me just make sure I'm kind of where I'm supposed to be. I'll move you guys with me. So get out of the way. So many things. This map is gigantic, so I gotta like zoom out 4,000 times. Okay. So we did this from the main of Barovia. Where did I lost it? Okay. So you guys make your way to the lake.
Were there any
The way
guards
that
on
you
the way?
Not out the north door.
Damn.
Not at the north gate that you saw. But on the way, you did see both Carl and Nikolai begrudgingly sitting near the front of their house, slumped over, kind of defeated.
Ooh. Evanora is going to like storm up to the one that was staring at me.
Yeah, Nikolai.
Yeah, and just kind of like look at him and be like, what was the look for? Want to throw hands? Not
Hey,
really,
Mom.
but
He'll just stare at you a little dumbfounded, and stammer his way through. You just look really familiar.
well, I'm
Like,
new
I've
around here,
seen
so
you a long time ago. Like, you look really familiar. And he looks at Carl, and Carl starts to stare at you a little bit. Says, "Don't mind him. He's just a little dumb. It's all right. It's all right." And he'll look, and he kind of smacks Nikolai a little bit, like to knock him out of it. And they start bickering with each other.
I don't like it. I walk away. I don't like it though. And when I come back to the group, like I look distraught, I guess. Like furrowed brow, just trying to like figure out what the hell that's about.
You look distraught.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
Nacho!
He had to do it. He had to say it.
All right.
Oh.
Game's over. Go home.
That's it. I kill all of you.
Sorry.
Do we still have Scruffums with us?
Scruffums?
The tiger.
No, the tiger stayed with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Rukhar's gonna ask her if everything's alright.
she's chasing a fly at the moment or something. She got it. I
Probably a
think.
mosquito.
I think I got it. I don't know.
I muted
don't know.
myself
She's-
before, and I was doing the same thing. I swear.
Oh,
She's
you
not
guys
I don't think it was a mosquito. I don't know, but I don't feel like playing actual vampires here. Okay.
Funny
Like,
thing about mosquitoes
not here
is,
for it.
now I just let mosquitoes bite me because I think it's really funny.
I don't. It feels awful. And I don't like it.
Oh yeah, no, I
They're
don't like it either.
they're
It's
itchy
just
as
the fact
heck.
that they just die afterwards. It's kind of like good revenge.
Oh, that's fair. What was the question? What's up? What? Sorry. Got distracted by it.
Rukhar's just gonna ask Evanora if everything's alright.
She's gonna pause, and still kind of have that furrowed brow and just tell him like, this kid, he looked at me weird when we stopped him the first time. And I asked him about it, and he says that I look familiar. But there's no way we would have met. Like, I've never been here before. And like you can tell she's pretty distraught about it, like very much just like, what? Why would I look familiar to you? Like just very confused.
I don't know, maybe you knew your mom or something. I don't know.
What do you know my mom? Bird?
Anything's possible. They weren't always locked here. Might have also known,
True.
great grandparents.
Right.
You don't really know, considering they're not young,
You're Aasimar, right?
really.
Yes.
Right.
How long did Aasimar live?
Pretty long.
Yeah.
I think it's above average.
They're like celestial, so I thought they were like basically just like live basically forever.
What? I mean, they're the opposite of a tiefling, basically. Some human somewhere, some way, decided that an angel looked kind of nice. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
they
average
do.
lifespan is 160 years old.
160. So
Oh, okay.
they would almost quadruple your age if you were, say, 160, which you're not.
Yeah,
So it could be
definitely not.
any
Roughly
lineage
Rukhar's age.
they might have potentially seen at some point.
Yo. Oh.
So, new canon. Evanora's adopted. Let's me mom and dad.
Oh man.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, I would go with that. Any variation. We'll get there anyway. It's fine. So as you guys start to make your way out of the northern gates, there is a small sign, directional sign that says, you know, Lake Zarovich this way. When you get out the gates and you actually make it to the lake, this isn't where you were before.
Right. We're there.
Yeah. Right. So there's a few larger and sturdier looking boats to the side. There's a small dock straight out front. And what looks like some chairs, some benches, and a little bit into the brush that's on like your left-hand side. Looks like a camping ground of sorts that's been long abandoned. Ripped, shredded tents. There's old fire pits. No one seems to have come around this part in a very long time. Out in the ocean, out in the lake, a little bit closer to the far north shore, you see the familiar man standing on his boat, looking like he's fishing.
Approximately how far out is he?
I'm gonna say that he's still a little bit further than he was the last time. I can actually delete this. I could just move it. Yeah, there. He's more there.
Okay.
This does not exist
And
anymore.
how far out does the dock go into the water itself?
Probably there.
Okay.
And you have multiple boats here.
Right. So I'm gonna go to the end of the pier. And I'm gonna see if I can actually see anything that's going on in his boat from where I am.
Okay. Perception, investigation, whichever one's stronger suited
Perception.
for you. Okay. Damn you. So looking out, again, the lake looks exactly as you remember it. The water, even though he's out there floating, is perfectly still and like a mirror. You cannot see in it at all whatsoever. And it still gives off that eerie feeling that you had originally. Looking at him, you're looking at his back. And the boat is sideways and he's staring into the woods to the north. Behind his feet is several burlap type sacks. One appears to be moving, ever so slightly.
How far out is he too?
He is that purple blob. So he's pretty.
Pretty
20
far.
feet. So what is the actual? I don't know what the scale is on this map. To be honest, I don't know if it stays at 5 feet or not. I think it does. I have to look it up. It does not stay to scale. So $400 feet.
Jesus.
Just about. Little less.
So he's 400 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
each
one of the largest lakes in all of Barovia.
each hex is
400
50.
feet down?
Hmm?
Sorry, it's 400 feet down?
No. Long. So
Oh, okay.
the width of it, yeah,
Like away, like from the
Yeah.
shore.
from the shore.
Gotcha,
out,
gotcha.
right.
So is that like is that here to here, or is that the other way?
No, that's from the lengthwise. So
Got it.
yeah, this one.
It's
Oh my
400
God.
feet that way. Jesus Christ.
So it's like 1,000 the other way?
Yeah, so
I would
yeah.
say a lot more than 1,000.
400 feet ain't too bad for a lake. That's a little more than
Are the
a football
boats
field.
still there?
There are a couple of
5
boats right
miles.
next to you. Yes. Yeah. The
Okay.
lake here is saying that it's 5 miles according to the hex that they built.
Sheesh.
There's boats with us. The boats can still only carry 4 human-sized people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4 average adult size. Yes, per boat.
So the dragon board's on one, everybody else on another.
You mofos are sinking. Just saying. Just saying.
The dragon board's an Avery on one. Because, yeah, I mean,
There you
you
go.
know, that would be like,
Yeah.
be okay. And then the other 4?
Hold on. Why are we sinking?
Or
I
Naga?
was kidding.
I mean,
Like Naga do better with
I
the
mean,
dragon
I'm
board.
technically already a
Uh,
I mean,
I'm drinking.
Naga,
Naga-
come with the dragon bros.
Hold on.
He needs to flip a coin to determine whether
He's-
or not he wants to go with us.
Yeah, he's got to refer to the notepad.
I mean, probably, honestly.
Naga will reluctantly say he's willing to go.
Okay.
I can't. Guess Naga can't swim.
Naga will throw a rock at Avery.
Oh god.
And by throw, he means he's gonna. win
It's
that
okay.
there.
I'm a monk, so my throw is decent.
Why would you do that?
Funk.
We're gonna tie up a rope to Naga to make sure that if we sink, we can just drag him out of the water.
Or drag me down with you. Excuse me.
Hey, I can swim, among other things. So I'm good.
So I'll relay back to the party what I saw. The fact that he's got several burlap sacks, but one is still moving.
Yes.
Glad we got here now.
How long?
Rhogar's gonna stand sure he's not interested in saving a cat.
How long would it take in one of the boats to get that far? Would I know? Just trying to think.
It probably not very long, to be honest. The water is again very still, so you could probably row it out there fairly quickly.
Question: how long would it take to fly over there?
Shorter, depends on your speed.
something up.
Who's doing what right now? So you're all at the shore. Altharion is at the edge of the pier, the dock that's there. nAga is reluctantly not near the water.
Rhogar is going to jump into one of the boats and sort of look at Dragax.
Okay, so hypothetically, if someone was able to double haste action and go 100 feet per turn, how long would it take to get there?
Couple of minutes at most.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the rest of the party. I'm like, okay, I don't need questions about this right now. Just know that I wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't somebody in trouble right now. And Avery is going to turn into an Aarakocra, which I've discussed with you before, Bird, and he's going to start flying across the lake.
What does the rest of the party do?
I look at
What the
Avery.
hell is that, Smithy? Jesus Christ.
What was
look-
that?
I know
I'm gonna be
exactly
honest,
what that was.
I see Avery fly away. I look at the mug. I shake it. I look back. I think I've been drinking way too much. What the fuck is that? And I'm just gonna walk and sit on the damn boat. I'm questioning my decisions right now.
I have genuinely no clue what Smithy put on the screen. What was that?
I don't know.
You
I saw
realize eventually you're coming to my home. You realize this, right? Like at some point, you're gonna come visit, and I'm going to have to physically harm you because of it. So
I mean,
So
I hope it feels good to know preemptively that you're gonna get your ass kicked by a 5'3", very petite woman. Okay, I hope that makes you feel real manly.
I will channel my inner feminine.
I would just add
double the damage.
Yeah, I'll add for
Second.
context for everyone. The image was an image of Sugarsockz.
You eat a piece of sushi once on stream in one go.
I was just practicing how Photoshop works. Relax.
I don't know what happened.
Where's this image?
It's not.
Please.
It's nowhere. It is nowhere. I swear to God.
Should be.
Later,
in general.
Kate,
Send it
later.
over.
I'm resigning right now.
Don't do it.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Look,
I'm sorry, Bird. I derailed things. I won't do it again.
I mean,
I found my monster. Bird. I want it to be Sugarsockz. I want it to be a giant vacuum
we can do
that
this.
only targets whatever character Smithy is actively playing.
That is fair.
Don't worry,
considering
Kane, I'll
I
fill you
did
in.
just give him a flashlight, so
Yeah, exactly. So game on.
we're okay with this. We
I'm
can.
gonna figure. I'm gonna figure this out. You just wait. It's gonna happen.
Like an air elemental. Just
Yeah.
constant tornado.
It's just like vacuum everything in its path.
We can
Pick
do
the
this.
M, Kane.
You son of a bitch.
No, I just sent him a message. That's all.
You also send me a message. I'm very.
Oh my goodness.
I hate
Who's
everything.
that? Fox?
Sugarsockz.
Streaming. I think that's what it is. Like this is the call that I just need to stop streaming as a career.
No.
That-
Sugarsockz's mood right now is hashtag hated here.
Whoever actually edited that.
My husband dead.
Oh no. I would never do such a thing.
Fire.
Oh
Man.
my god.
I hate it here.
I
hate
couldn't
it
figure
here.
out how Photoshop works. That's all
I
it
got a
was.
request.
I hate it
What
so
in
much.
God's name
Can I make
was that?
Can I make a small request?
No, you cannot. Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I make a Discord emote, please?
I do business.
Oh, actually, Sugar, I know you have
What?
a picture for nAga. Could you change it to this, actually, please? Thank you.
No, absolutely
you.
not.
Appreciate it. I'll change it on character intros too. Thank you.
Oh,
Change it to your. What you
And-
should do is change it to your Discord icon, so that way it's always on screen.
I'll post it here too, just in case
hate
you
everybody.
didn't have it.
I hate
There you go.
everybody.
Can post it here.
You
too?
realize eventually, if I ever make it to partnered, that's going to be one of the emotes.
Of course.
I-
It's gonna have to be.
Hey, Fire, I apologize. I just saw your Discord message.
Oh, it's all good.
I apologize.
Oh,
No worries.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm bad with DMs. So.
I never got a notification. That
Yeah, you get somebody else to sail with on Tuesdays.
I'm available, Iron.
Wow.
Okay, and back to D&D.
All of a sudden, a giant air elemental pops up. Specifically, beelines for Rhogar. For some reason.
DM that night.
It's in the shape of a vacuum cleaner.
Pushing air away, or is
He
it
crits,
bringing
you miss.
Air is it bringing air in? I'm just trying to.
It's like a tornado. So it's just like sucking everything within it.
That's
Particularly
hilarious.
Has extra
Hey,
damage
that's
versus
loose.
Raw fish.
Raw fish.
I'm not laughing at that statement. I'm laughing with everybody.
Sure, whatever you're saying.
So Nacho, you've changelinged into something that can fly.
Yes.
Sugar.
Usually changelings can't do that, but what changelings have an ability called, I think it's uncanny visage. No, it's something else. Basically, I can turn into somebody that's in my backstory and have a proficiency with it. So I talked Bird into letting me fly. The guy that I am, it was my mentor. He got me into the espionage business.
Nice.
Yes.
So yeah, that's why Avery can fly at 100 feet per 6 seconds.
So Drax now is questioning every decision he's made. Rhogar, what are you doing other than sitting in the boat waiting?
Ah,
Rhogar.
Yeah, you're Rhogar.
I'm
he's
Rhogar.
Rukhar. Yes.
yes.
You just. I'm kind
Rowing.
of just gonna give everybody an opportunity.
Rhogar is not going on a boat, so
So who's
Alright,
on the
so
boat?
you're
Myself,
shorebound.
Drakax, and nAga's with us.
Yes, but he will be laying down.
I'm pretty sure dwarves swim like stones.
And the other boat has already taken off.
No,
No,
Oh,
Just me.
Well,
No.
we're
just
gonna
took to the
we're
air.
gonna start heading that way.
We're leaving.
Okay.
We're gonna start heading towards Bluto, because Rhogar can't let innocent children be harmed.
Fair. Altharion, what are you doing considering you're at the edge of the dock watching all of this kind of just happen?
I'll reluctantly run over to one of the boats that hasn't left yet with whoever is still there and go, look, I'm no fan of getting in the water here, but I mean, if we have to deal with him, I'm the only archer, so let's go.
Who's gonna go with him?
In the water?
In the
I mean, I can
in a
throw-
boat. In the water.
In the boat.
Okay, I was like, I'm not getting in the water. You're insane.
I was- yeah.
Evanora will. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Babalu, do you want to go into the boat?
Yeah, I'll join.
Carrick? If you're here. Emily?
I mean, I guess the whole group's going with them.
Well, Rukhar is not. He's gonna not sink. He's pretty much made of cement.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to stay on the shore then. I'm not the only
Okay.
one.
No, you're definitely not the only one.
Good.
Who are my rowers?
Rhogar.
Okay.
I'll probably row, most likely.
Okay. So you guys are focused on rowing. You've got Flappy Bird over here.
Sorry.
Rukhar and Carrick. From the shore, you can't really see too much of what's going on, but you could see the silhouettes. It's pretty far out there. The person, Bluto, that you know of now, does not seem to know or notice anything that's going on. Counting. As Avery makes it about halfway, the lake starts to move.
I'm gonna fly up higher.
Okay.
The lake starts to move?
Yeah, it's perfectly still the entire time. Even while you're rowing, you can row and there's no waves. There's nothing being created. It's perfectly still. And as he gets about halfway, it starts to wave on its own from the center out.
We're just gonna... Do we see that in our boat? Like, that starts to move around?
Minorly, but you can't really discern whether it's you doing it or something else doing it. But give me, the both of you can give me perception checks.
The better question is, it's not see it. Can we feel it on the boat?
Yeah.
As you're rowing, you can feel the resistance. And paying attention to what's around you and why you're getting that sudden resistance, you can tell that it's not coming from either of your boats. And that the waves are starting, they're very small, from the center of the lake. So more out here-ish. And you guys
And we can feel that from the rowing?
You can feel the resistance picking up. And
How
you can
far
see
away from shore?
I would put Avery at about halfway, so about here, and you guys are probably 1 hex behind him.
Okay.
He's gaining speed because he can get there really quickly.
And is Bluto still up here?
Yes. He hasn't moved. He doesn't.
And Avery's down here, and we're
he
about down
doesn't
here.
seem to... Shut up, Drek. He doesn't seem
Not
to
TPK.
notice. Yeah, not TPK. There's still 2 survivors at least.
Oh,
He doesn't seem to notice anything different. He's completely oblivious to what's going on around him. He's still facing the woods ahead.
how many bags did you say there were?
I think we only saw 1 bag, right?
You saw one that was shifting, but there were several what looked like
Okay.
possible burlap sacks.
Okay.
Evanora is going to look at Altharion and tell him we have to go back.
turning this boat right around, mister. Sorry,
No, like she's straight up like,
I had
it's
to
not
mom
even
it,
a like,
Yeah.
I'm wanting to hear what you have to say. It's a,
like,
we're going back, like kind of thing. And she's gonna yell, I don't know which way I'm facing to Ro, but she's gonna yell towards Rhogar and basically just be like, go back. Like very, very sternly.
At Evanora saying that to me, I'll be like, I'll pull out my bow, I'll knock an arrow just in case we've got a bloody watcher in the water situation.
So Evanora, you're turning the boat around. You're going back.
She's like, oh hell no!
He's like skipping across the water at this point, headed back.
Yeah.
Sending it.
Yeah, the
Rhogar.
second I feel that resistance, it's like at the same time that I'm telling Altharion we need to go back, I'm already turning and then yelling out to Rhogar like, come back, like ASAP.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Rhogar hears Evanora.
Yeah, you're pretty close enough where she doesn't even have to yell all that loud. Avery, on
Okay,
the other
so
hand, you
Yeah.
just barely hear the chatting.
I wouldn't stop anyways.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look back at Drakax and be like, sort of explain like the resistance of the waves and stuff like that, and where. So I feel that it's coming from the center, right? Which is like over here.
Yep, a little bit further to the right, but yes.
And then the boat is up here
Yes.
with Bluto. So I'm gonna look at like Drakax and nAga and be like, there's something weird near the center of the lake, but do we still want to approach Bluto, or do we want to head back to shore as Evanora suggests?
Through gritted teeth, nAga is going to say it's probably what tried to eat Avery.
It's probably treat Avery.
Probably not wrong.
I feel like that's a pretty likely scenario. I mean, unless there's more than one thing in the water.
Possibly.
What? Sorry.
And I think Rhogar at this point will also be like, and we know that Bluto is potentially feeding children to some kind of beast in the water.
So feet wise from our boat, how far is it from us?
Probably made it, I'm going to say about 100 feet. So you still have 300 feet to go. Avery has about...
the
What, where it
source.
is?
Yeah, the source of the water.
So you guys are here. It's probably about here. So
Okay.
about a mile.
Got it.
Well, if something's big enough to be making waves under the water a mile away, that thing's got to be massive.
Or it's far-reaching.
So what you're
Or it's
telling
lots
me
of
is
those things.
we either go forward or we go back.
Exactly. Keep in mind, there's children's lives at stake. I can't make this decision on my own, so.
I mean, okay. I'm thinking. What? Do I feel like being rational or do I feel like being irrational? Right.
Leaning into the good or the chaotic?
That's what dice are for.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean,
That's what I would do.
it's chaos either way.
That's
It's either good or evil. But it's still
true.
Chaos.
Yeah.
nAga will say, I don't know if we can leave Avery to just do this on his own. As much as I
Avery
hate
is on
being
his
out
way
here.
there. And I mean, I feel like we need to do something to stop this man from feeding children to some kind of being in the lake.
Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get there, if we keep pushing forward, how far are we from this? Like
That
time
shore?
from that shore.
Probably 15 to 20 minutes at full speed row. If you went straight across.
Damn. Okay.
It's far, you know.
Yeah.
And with the resistance of the water.
If it wasn't on water, how far?
Well, you walking. It would depend on your speed.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds.
Jackaxe whips out his magic carpet.
No, yeah, I ain't whipping out no magic carpet.
I'm curious. I'm gonna do a little bit of calculations real quick. Avery, if he's going his 100 feet per 6 seconds, is going like 11.5 miles per hour.
Fuck it. I know you two want to keep going forward, so let's just let's keep going.
I didn't necessarily say that. I don't
You didn't wanna
want
leave
to
Avery
keep
alone.
going. I don't want to leave him alone, correct?
Yeah, and I agree.
I have a feeling this is just gonna be a horrible fucking decision. Let's keep going forward.
So we're
You
going
can-
forward.
You cannot want to do something but still know.
So
you have
Rhogar just
Exactly.
gives it
yeah.
everything he's got to try to roll max speed towards Bluto.
Okay.
But need any kind of check?
Give me strength. Okay. You're doing okay. I mean, you're fighting the resistance, but you're doing okay. You're making pretty good speed. Avery is still quite a bit ahead of you. And you're not really keeping up with him by any means.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes. Evanora can join us. So can Altharion and Carrick. And Varric. That's about it. No, I'm kidding. You guys get back close to the shore. And you notice that they're not following you. That they are plowing out as fast as they physically can. And getting smaller by the second.
Evanora's gonna curse under her breath at the fact that they're not listening. And she's going to look for what the closest or the fastest way on foot would be.
We're going through our rebellious phase, Mom.
Good for you.
By the look of it, it's going to be pretty far. What, 4-mile walk?
Yeah, it's about 4 miles.
Okay.
Does anybody, whether you're in a boat, in the air, doesn't matter, have any kind of water knowledge?
What do you mean by water knowledge?
Experience in any kind of pirates.
No.
Anything that you would have been traveling by sea for a while.
For the
Hard
most
no.
part, Avery's been landlocked.
I don't. Would I have gone on a boat in Crusades? Possibly.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Altharion could
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
definitely a thing.
He wouldn't have been a seafarer, but I could have knowledge of it.
Even if it's unwritten in your headcanon.
I think the town that
picked for my character was a port town, and technically he's used to be a guild a merchant, so I don't fucking know.
My character's affinity, would it help Bird? Like his race
Yes.
affinity?
Yes,
Okay.
it would. So, by these standards, Evanora, Rhogar, and Drac can roll for history. And Scotty, you can roll at disadvantage because you haven't experienced it, but you might know of it.
Alright.
Nice. Nice. I'm loving these rolls. You guys are doing good. Okay, cool. So,
Jeez.
based on knowledge that you've had in the past, things you might have heard or things you might have witnessed yourselves, whether it was just in traveling or getting ready for a war in another land, whatever it may have been. There was always these lores, these legends that came up about a marrow, and you're not quite sure if they were accurate or not. You've never seen one, but they're kind of, from the legends that were told, they're kind of, what's the word I want to use for this? Corrupted mermaids.
Oh, you got
They control the water very easily, and they would draw in ships and boats of all sizes that had magic on them.
Huh.
Hmm.
Probably wish you fucking listened now, didn't you?
No.
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 Avery's in trouble.
Kids are in trouble.
My alignment says I need two helps. He's my best friend.
Well, even if I was not
Legends.
here,
Yeah.
still kids.
Is it attract? Are they attracted to light?
Ooh,
No,
Okay.
but magic.
they're attracted to magic. They want treasure, essentially, is what the lore and the legends and the fables were told. You always thought that it was just stories to scare the kids at night, like every other deep lore that goes around.
I wonder if
But there's
anybody-
always a sense of truth behind them.
I wonder if there's any people on a canoe that has a freshly acquired magic item.
Oh.
This is about to be an Excalibur moment where it's gonna be the sword at the bottom of the ocean. Or at
Yeah,
the
it's
bottom of the lake.
now the best bait.
How close would you say I've
can't
gone?
see. You're probably a much closer hex. How am I straight? I'm gonna say getting pretty close. Yeah, breaking the way through to the next. Maybe 100 feet out. Probably be there in a half a minute.
Wait. So you said they like treasure, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about diamonds?
They seek, well, from what you know, well, what everybody knows of them, and you can't really discuss too much with anyone other than who you're with. The stories, the stories that they are recalling is magical items.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
But it could be anything. I remember Avery was in the water. Does anybody know what he had on him?
No. I don't, at least.
I don't remember what he had on him either.
I have some gems. I have a crystal flask. I have the books from the druids.
The what from the druids?
He's got the book from the druid when he searched Balak's body. He's got that book.
Okay.
Shit, magic druid book.
It's something you've
No, I
completely
have-
forgotten, haven't you, Nacho?
Now the question is the waves getting closer to us?
Stronger.
You know what that means? You just gotta go faster.
And now I have the sword and the hag's eye.
Woohoo!
Crap.
And Kane has his goblet that no one has been able to figure out yet.
True.
And if I'm not mistaken, nAga has the immovable rod.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
just putting
no.
this out here. So
We put all
I
magic
do
items in one boat.
in
Got it. Okay.
Hold on, though. I
Damn
do
it.
have the immovable rod. I can
You do?
make it where this boat will not frickin' move.
you can.
If I shove the rod into the boat and click the button, we will not move.
All I'm gonna say is like I'm gonna grab my mug, my freaking thing. I'm gonna stand all the way at the front of the boat. I'm gonna be like, forward.
Oh gosh. I was expecting you to yeet it, to be fair.
No,
No,
I'm
not
gonna
him.
get it.
Not
Nope.
him. No.
As I get closer, I'm gonna realize I still have my shoes on, and I'm gonna kick them off while I'm flying.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep rolling towards.
Okay.
Are there more
Um,
oars?
We
There would
have
be
more
2
work.
sets.
like 4 total, or
Yeah,
2
it would be
total?
4 total or.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are going at half speed.
Do this. Come on, nAga, help me out.
Yeah, I can help.
While Kane's up
Miss-
there drinking out of his goblet.
My strength ain't
Trying to
fantastic.
lead them around. Okay. I mean, you'll help a little bit. You're more there for moral support.
That works.
There you go.
Do I see nAga struggling?
It doesn't look like he's struggling, because most of the strength portion is coming from Rhogar, but he is going along with it.
Okay.
It doesn't look too bad.
I do look scared shitless for what.
Yes, he does not look happy about the situation. Yeah, no. I imagine that by now he's eyeing the water a bit,
Yeah.
and that's not comfortable, and you can see it and read it on his face
How
if
far?
you were looking.
How far from the dock are we now?
A full hex, so you've just entered the next one.
Okay.
So you're out here, and Avery is way up here. He's getting really close.
So if I felt like grabbing nAga and just tossing him out,
Oh my gosh.
he ain't missing.
Well, the thing is, if he
Wow.
threw him out of the boat, he could just
I mean,
grab the
hey,
rod
hey.
and stay above the water still.
I mean, I'm not saying it like I'm trying to get him killed. I'm just thinking ahead in case I feel like saving the little kid, you know?
Have I gotten close enough to, like, basically get to the boat?
You're well above the boat, just
Okay.
hovering over it.
Has he seen me yet?
Not yet, but he also hasn't turned around yet either.
I'm gonna start diving down to the boat.
At full speed?
Well, not full speed to go into the water, but I want to get to the boat as fast as I can without hurting myself or anyone on board.
Okay. That is fair.
You can't
I
take
feel
any
like-
more people on board.
I don't feel like I can pile drive through the canoe and say that I'm here to rescue people.
No, I didn't know if you were trying to aim for the water or the boat itself. So, as you start to descend, there's nowhere visible that you can land on the boat that's not going to land on a burlap sack.
I'm not gonna land. I'm just gonna pick up as many burlap sacks as I can with my talons and fly off.
How much blood are we seeing coming from the sack?
Specifically, the one that I know that was moving.
That was moving. Okay.
I want to make sure I have that one.
Athletics, acrobatics, I don't know, whichever one you really want to roll to see if you do this well.
I will use acrobatics.
Okay.
Nicely done.
Oh wow.
Nice.
So Drax is at the edge of his boat, right? And you've got nAga and Rhogar rowing.
Mm-hmm.
And all you guys can see is this new bird that Drax just thinks he's well beyond drunk come down, snatch up, and start flying back. And he just
I
has
want to
this
actually
perfect little
Fly to the shore
satchel.
nearby.
That's
I
fine.
want to fly. Yeah, right here. Because I can save more people if I, instead of I keep going back and forth, I can just go to the shore.
Okay. The satchel that's in his talons isn't moving, but it does look kind of heavy. It's very formed. It's not like flopping, so it's definitely not empty. And you see him go to the shore, fly down, and rest it down semi-gently? Question mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
It-
Can you
as
just
gently
like
as I can.
launch it at the ground? Okay, just making sure.
I thought I was gonna just spike it at the ground like a football
Yeah,
after a
perfect.
touchdown.
Yes, beautiful. Exactly. You hear the blood and brains. No, I'm kidding.
You just hear
Yeah.
Wow.
like,
Graphic. Love it.
As he's descending, the man in the boat, who you know again is Bluto, watches, looks back, and then looks at you guys, and takes 2 of the burlap sacks and throws them overboard. They sink very quickly.
Did I notice this?
No, Drax did.
Can we see this from shore?
We're too far
I would
away.
assume you guys are watching as best as you can. With the distance, it would be pretty
We're
far,
still
but
there, right?
you can still make out the shadows of it.
Yeah,
going on.
I'd want to be standing where I was when I made that insane perception roll.
You said he
We're still on
dropped
the hedge.
some of the burlap sacks off?
Yeah, he threw them into the water.
Can Rhogar see this? Or only Drakax?
I would say Drax at this point.
Okay.
You'd be focused more on fighting the water.
Current. Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Bird. Flight wise, at my
Mhm.
speed, how far? How much? How long would it take from where we're at?
For you, flight wise,
Yes.
under a minute. You're probably about even spaced from the other shore as Avery is to you guys. So you could technically both be centered.
You said under a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Do I feel like doing it? That's the question.
Go for it. Go for it. Save
I have
the
a quick
kids.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I want to say something, but I'm not sure if it's metagame or not. What can you go back over the knowledge that I have over these potential bad mermaids?
They are called merrows.
Oh.
They are corrupted merfolk. That are specifically, they draw in boats and ships of all sizes. And they're looking for magical items. They don't particularly like light.
That.
See, throw it in the lake.
And Bluto doesn't respond to anybody currently, right?
Currently, correct. But when he did see Avery take one of the burlap sacks, he threw 2 into the water.
This is the conflict of interest on my character. Kicking in, you know?
Mm-hmm. Do I give a shit? Don't I give a shit? It's like,
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's like, do I give a shit? Am I too much of an asshole to actually care?
Do you give a shit enough to let everyone know everything?
Exactly. How about this? If it's an even number, I'm gonna roll a die. If it's even, I'm doing it. If it's even, I'm fucking staying on the boat.
Come on.
Oh! Even.
Yes.
What are you doing, Drax?
All of a sudden, I get fucking serious. And technically, the only people that can Altharion and Evanora see our boat clearly.
Yeah.
Or is it blurry?
Well, I mean, it's not perfectly clear. But it's out there, and they have decent vision between the two of them.
Obviously,
Altharion looks like a bobblehead right now. Yes, I do.
Yeah. 90 feet.
Obviously, Rhogar and nAga are behind me, so all of a sudden my back starts shining, and I freaking pop out like astral wings and shoot off from the freaking boat.
Oh, okay, so just everyone can fly now. Got it. All right, got it.
Yep. I mean,
Not
You
you
guys
can
gonna look at nAga and be like, "What the hell?"
All right, nAga will stop rowing for a split second as he jots down in his journal. Thank you.
Love it.
Everyone is birds.
Yeah.
especially the
Rhogar's gonna sort of like look at his back and sort of like reach back and be like, "Yeah, I don't.
Hey guys, come on.
Where'd that come from?"
Can I get some of those?
unfair.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going as fast as I can.
Okay.
And,
What are you trying to do when you get to the boat?
I want to dive for the shit that he dropped.
Into the water.
Yes.
Rest in
Okay.
peace.
Okay. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Rip dragon, bro.
You dive into the water. You can, when you get into, your head actually breaks the surface. It's crystal clear. It's not black like it was from the surface. It's not shiny or mirror-like. It's crystal clear. And the bags that he dropped over the back have started to shift towards the center of the lake. So they're not going straight down. They're being pulled with the current, just like the boats are.
Okay.
Do you follow them?
How long, like time-wise, how long has it been?
Seconds. 2 seconds.
Okay.
You have a little bit under the water. For breathing wise.
No, not breathing wise. Since I took flight, so I decide what I'm doing next.
Okay. Yeah, just a couple, less than 60 seconds, like probably like 45 seconds.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's like somewhere around there.
Do that again?
There.
Yeah.
Okay, and
They're being pulled at 60 feet a minute. They're moving fairly quickly.
okay. Fuck it. I already gambled this. I'm going after them as fast as I
Okay.
can.
Okay. So you start following them, and you're being pulled with the current as well. So it makes you a bit faster than you normally would be by swimming. You feel like you're gaining speed on them. They're smaller satchels. They don't look very large, like an adult couldn't fit in them. While he's underwater, Avery, what are you doing?
I'm going to. Have I put the bags on the ground?
Yes.
I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna see if I can tell how many bags are left on the boat.
From the shore, you can only see the tops of like one or two more, maybe.
All right. So have I noticed that there's less in there than whenever I left them?
Yes.
I'm going to fly back to the boat as fast as possible, and I'm gonna grab Bluto.
Okay. Okay, good. Rhogar and nAga, what are you guys doing? Besides seeing another bird.
How close are we to
You're getting
boat now?
pretty close. You're probably about halfway in between. You'll be there within a couple of seconds, essentially, at the speed you're going. You feel as if the current is not as strong as it was, but it's
Okay.
still there, mildly.
Is there a way that I could like? So we'll be there in a couple seconds. You said.
Yeah, you're probably going to get there about the same time as Avery. You'll be able to like butt right up against the side or close to the side of the boat.
Yeah, just still going like full steam ahead, like ramming speed towards their boat. Seeing,
Ramming speed.
See Drakax dive into the water, knowing that he's going for the sacks that were tossed over. We're gonna try to get there as quickly as possible to question the guy in the boat. I'm drawing Pluto. There we go.
Yeah.
It's like Pluto, but with a B.
Yes. All right. So
Noting his intents for ramming speed, I'm going to try and row a little harder.
Okay. Okay. Do you actually want to ram the boat?
That's an option.
Of course, it's
Everything's an option.
D&D. Everything's an option.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, yeah.
If you
you're
want to
going at
yeet me to
ramming
the other
speed.
boat, you can.
Yeah.
I
you
want to
can.
ram the boat. I want to ram the
Okay.
boat. I vote for yes.
Okay.
I vote for yes too. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, that's a better strength. Give me another. What roll do I want you guys to make? Because you're gonna have to do this. It's gonna take Avery and you both to make rolls to see who gets to Bluto first
What do I
and
do?
how this
Okay.
proceeds. So Avery, I guess what's for you, I don't know what your best roll is. Maybe dexterity?
Like an acrobatics check.
Maybe okay, that's fine. And Rhogar,
Athletics.
what are you gonna try to do by ramming? That's gonna tell me what you are. It's either athletics or strength.
So I want to like ram the boat, and as the boat is being rammed, I want to like jump off the front and like grab Bluto.
Okay, so then yeah, athletics. Okay. Wow.
Nice.
Dang.
Sheesh.
Let's
Hey.
go.
Boat is at full ramming speed, and you've got a
Don't
lot of help
mess
from
with the
nAga
kid.
now. You got him really inspired to just book it. And as you're getting close, you stand up and you balance yourself very little bit. And you get super close and you run and jump off the front of the boat, tackling Bluto to the boat as your boat hits it. And it pushes both boats to the shore and slams you and spills everything, including you and Bluto, out on the shore edge. If you didn't get a 20, I swear to God, you were totally going in the water. Just like
Let's go.
you like just barely missed Avery. Just barely. You were taking all of them. Now you are on the shore. You are pinning Bluto down to the ground. Avery is airbound still. Was very close to being on that boat as well at the same time, essentially. What would you like to do? Proceed. Avery
So
as well,
everything
because you
from
have to turn
the
around essentially. Everything that was on the boat and you
is on the
imagine
shore.
is now on the shore. So
Okay.
your boat hit on the right angle because you dove off the front of it,
Mhm.
that it tipped up Bluto's boat and just pushed it with nAga and everything to the shore from the speed of it.
Nice. I'm here for it. So I'm assuming like I'm on top of Bluto holding him down type of thing.
Yes, nAga is probably on top of your head at this point. Just going with the size wise. He definitely took a nice flight there, I'm sure.
Oh well, and I would be kissing the ground.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm gonna look at Bluto and be like, essentially, what are you doing out here? We have multiple reports that you're giving up children willingly to the lake.
They need sacrifices. We need food.
Who needs sacrifices?
The things in the lake.
And you feel like children is worth giving up their lives to these things in the lake? What's gonna happen if they don't get fed?
We don't get fed. We all die anyway. And he doesn't fight you. He's very submissive in his gesture. You could hear him getting more defeated.
So at this point, Rhogar will sort of like back off of him type of thing and sort of just like lift him and stand him up on the ground.
Okay.
So that he's not pinning him to the ground anymore. I'd be like, what do you mean you won't eat? Are they not bound to the lake?
Well, they have all of our fish. We can't eat. Crops don't grow. They only have this. And they eat the fish, so if you give them things, sometimes they'll give us fish.
But is it worth sacrificing children for fish? Like, is there not other? But eat the other animals around. There's chickens, you know, other animals that you can eat around. There's wolves all over the town.
Have you tried to catch a wolf?
I mean, it's better than feeding children to a lake for fish.
We die anyway.
Why do we die anyway?
Have you seen the wolves? We're not built for this. This was never like this. We had crops, we had farmland. It just
What
was
needs?
to feed the rest of the town?
There has to
Sometimes
be a better
sacrifices.
way.
You tell me the better way. Feed me. Feed the other children. These children are unwanted. They don't have parents. And but while you're having this conversation, nAga, what are you doing? Other than kissing the ground?
Oh, that's
Is he
it.
there? Oh, you're just kissing the ground.
Yeah. that's
Avery,
it.
Na'Ga,
where are you?
thanks for the help.
I'm going to leave Eric Cocker form.
Okay.
I don't even care about anything else. I'm just not bird. I'm gonna take my dagger and I'm gonna start cutting open burlap sacks as carefully as I
Beautiful.
can.
So the first
On the
sack
beach
that you
with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first sack that you place down is the first one that you go to.
Mhm.
And when you cut it open, they forgot about you. Yes. I'll come back.
You're
to it.
underwater.
Yeah, you're gone. Like you
How much
you
can I
dead.
do about it?
You dead. You cut it open, and inside is a very exhausted looking porcelain skin, black hair, Vistani girl.
I'm gonna grab her and pull her out of the bag and sort of hold her as close as I can as I start walking to the other burlap sacks.
Okay. She doesn't say anything to you, but she grabs on real tight. She's well awake and aware of everything that's going on.
I'm not gonna let go. I'm just gonna say, "Hey, I got you. Don't worry, I got you."
When you get to the other burlap sacks, they're all just filled with weapons, gold trinkets, different kinds of treasures, rubies, diamonds. Nothing of great value, but all of them are filled with them. Some fake, some real.
The hell? I'm gonna stop cutting up the bags and I'm gonna give this little girl my full attention. Like, hey, are you okay? Why are you here? Where are your parents?
She's visibly shaken, and she looks a lot like Madame Eva, and she looks very strikingly similar to Damia, the daughter with the powers.
I'm gonna take out one of my rations in my bag and give it to her, so she has something to eat.
Okay. So she sits and she kind of looks at you, not in a familiar way, but she does take little bites, very small, almost as if she's rationing your ration.
Say, don't worry about it. Eat as much as you need. I have more.
And she looks around you at Bluto, and she goes, "He's not a nice man."
Like, enjoy that real quick. Also, I have to know, Rhogar, how are you holding Pluto right now?
I'm still holding him like by the shoulders.
By his shoulders.
Is he on the ground?
Yeah. No, he's standing up. I stood him up, but I'm holding him by the shoulders still.
I'm gonna set her on the ground real quick and give her a couple more rations. I'll give her 2 more rations.
Okay.
And I am going to speed walk over to Rhogar and Bluto, and I'm gonna sock Bluto in the side of the head as hard as I can.
Okay. You could roll for damage if you want. Definitely hits because he doesn't fight you back.
So that's 1d4, right? Because it's just, so I'll just roll it.
I know.
Oh,
Okay.
still, he
You
gets the
definitely
point.
give him you give him a knock enough that it makes him stumble.
Rhogar's
And he
gonna
looks
bring
at
him back
you.
till he's his feet type of thing.
You can tell between the two of you that he has no idea that what he might be doing is wrong, because he's justified. I'm just trying to save the rest of us.
I don't give a rat's ass what you're trying to do.
These kids are going to die anyway.
You're gonna die.
Well,
Why are the kids
eventually.
gonna die?
They're gonna
Because they'll
starve to
starve.
death.
I
There's
will
nothing to
come up
feed
with
them.
another
We
way.
don't feed them. We're not allowed.
I have a buddy who's literally across the river that can provide rations to everybody in the town for a berry. for one berry, and you can't come up with one way to feed your kids? Are you ridiculous? Are you stupid? Is there something wrong with you?
They're not my kids.
I don't care. I don't care. What the hell is wrong with you?
I wasn't doing anything wrong.
I'm gonna punch him again.
Okay, go for it.
I can just see Avery
Okay.
like turning his fist into a mallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rhogar at this point is going to pull out one of his axes, one of his hand
Okay.
axes, and he's going to sort of hold it to the neck of Bluto.
Okay. He does not react. He's 100% not fighting you. Arms slack to his sides. He's just taking whatever you give. Doesn't matter.
Naga's gonna kind of look horrified between the two of you.
Give
Poor
me
Naga.
a second. I have to check something.
Naga, when
And,
you're watching this kind of unfold, you look over at this little girl who's not that much shorter than you. But she's young. She's really young. Much younger than you've seen. Definitely younger than you saw by Madame Eva.
Be back.
And she's just sitting there curled up, not eating the rations that were given to her. Staring across the lake at where you believe that your friends are standing, just kind of in that general vicinity, shaking, like rocking back and forth.
This was the Naga?
Yeah, Naga. Well, Naga, because he's not involved in this
Mhm.
kerfuffle.
No, Naga definitely won't want to be.
Yeah, he's kind of looking around to see if there's anything else that he could do, and this is the girl is not that far off from where you guys are.
Is there anything like odd about her? Like you're saying that she's not eating?
He's not eating. She's, like I said before, she's like rationing the ration. She took very few little bites and kind of just tucked it away on her lap in the position that she's sitting.
Sorry, I'm back. I'm gonna look over at Naga and say, "Do you have any rope?"
Not for what you're wanting to try and do.
How about you, Rhogar? Do you have any rope? I'm out.
Let me see them.
Yeah. I'll go and tend to the girl and make sure she's all good. I'm going to even ask her like if she knows what's going on.
I do have some rope.
Good. Do you mind helping me tie him up?
Yeah, he'll assist Avery in tying Pluto up.
Okay. He doesn't fight back. He just kind of helps you along.
So I'm gonna ask him as we're tying him up, like, who is giving you permission to do this?
The Baron, of course.
Got it.
We need to
What
feed
does the-
families.
You find another way. I'm gonna point over to the bags full of like gold and like valuables and like, sell that. Buy food from travelers. Something other than feed kids to monsters in a lake.
Rhogar
Here's-
will look at him like and just grip him like a little bit tighter in agreement with what Avery's saying. We're 100% on the same page.
Okay.
Oh no, we might be on a different page here in a second.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna ask him where do you got all the money, all the trinkets, stuff like that, and why are they throwing it just in the water?
Well, that's to get them to come out.
So you're trading with the and he's just gonna like stop talking.
Does Avery know about the merfolk, or is it just myself,
No, I have no
No,
clue.
just yourself.
myself,
Yourself and the-
Evanora,
the-
and
yeah,
Drakax?
and everyone else
I'm
is on
still
the
under
other
the
side.
assumption it's a big old like shark thing in the water.
Yeah, you have no idea.
So at this point, Rhogar will speak up. So you're trading trinkets and gems to lure the merfolk to you to exchange the children for food and rations.
Yeah. All we can do. There's no traders with food that come through here unless you want the hags
How many
poison.
marrow are in the water? Do you know? Do you have any clue?
No. Nobody knows.
If all the marrow disappeared, would your food problems go away?
If the fish come back.
Well, I mean, if like Avery's just like pissed that he's like not even able to get out a full sentence. This is also just my excuse because I'm stupid and I can't talk.
That's fine. That's fine. And he looks at you guys and he's an empty shell, essentially. There's nothing there. There's likely no convincing that you could do to make him see the wrong because he's convinced that he's right.
I have no intention of trying to change his opinion.
Yeah.
But while you're talking about this, Rhogar, you realize that Drax never came back.
So while Rhogar's holding Bluto, he's gonna glance towards the water to see if he can see any signs of Drakax.
It looks like a mirror.
Rhogar's gonna look to how am I gonna do this? Rhogar's gonna look to Avery, be like, I'm done with him. I gotta go look for Drakax. He hasn't been out of the water in some time, and he's gonna dive into the water.
Avery's gonna notice the first time Drakax is gone because he's just been so like blind with rage. He's like, wait, what the hell is he?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll dive into the water. I'll sort of toss like Bluto to the side and go look for Drakax.
I'm gonna look at nAga. I'm like, can you handle Bluto?
nAga is going to be a bit too distracted by the girl and trying to figure out what's going on with her, but he'll sort of like absent-mindedly nod.
Okay. I'm going to finish tying up Bluto, put him face down, and I'm gonna also dive into the water to try to find Drax.
Okay.
Why are you
Drakax.
okay? nAga's going to be confused now. You're diving into the water that potentially killed someone. What?
Well, I have to make sure it's reflective water. I know the water pulls you around when you go under.
We gotta look for a friend.
While this is going on, the little girl is visibly crying. Just saying she wants to go home.
nAga will tell her like we'll get you home. I'm curious if you know what's going on here and what happened.
All I know is he said that he could get us food for our families if we went with him.
No.
When was the last time your family ate?
I guess a couple of weeks ago. And you could see her like very clearly hiding the rations that Avery gave her. While this is going on, what does the other side of the lake look like?
I mean, how long would it take me to sprint over there from when I originally asked?
Without running into any issues, what's your speed?
That's a good question. It
The average is
is
about 30. but you could have higher.
Yeah, it's 30.
30, and then at a full sprint, so we'll just double it and say 60.
Yeah.
You're talking 4 miles at
Yeah.
60 feet per round, essentially.
That's. I'll figure out how long this will take. Give me a second.
We've been there for a little bit.
You've been there for a little bit, yeah.
So Altharion will pipe up and go, because to what point, I guess, like, have we seen Dracax's and Rhogar's boat just absolutely slam into Blueto's and push it onto the shore?
Ask me that again?
Have we seen the ramming strat, I'll just call it?
Yes, you
happen?
saw that whole thing happen.
Okay.
You could visibly. There's no fog, there's no mist. It's clear. So you guys could see the silhouettes of everything happening. Not necessarily specific people, or you saw somebody jump off the boat and fly. You saw the boat ram into the other one and them all go tumbling onto the other side. Who and what is unclear.
Okay.
Like, there's no specifics, but you see essentially the silhouettes of everything happening.
All right, cool. I'll turn to everyone and go, look, they're on the other side of the lake now. Last we saw one of them go into the water. We saw some of we just saw them crash into the other side. Like, what do we want to do here? Because it's going to take us a while on foot to get across there, but I'm also not a fan of going across on the boat.
This doesn't sound right, but it's saying it'd take 6 hours.
For 4 miles at a full sprint, there's no way.
I think that would be walking.
I thought so too, but I doubled the speed. That's a foot per second. Yeah. Unless my math is completely off and I'm stupid, which is fairly likely the case.
I mean,
Because
people can run a mile in under 12 minutes.
yeah,
If they're
that's
not
what I'm
trained.
saying. That doesn't seem right.
No,
Because
so
60 feet per minute is 0.68 miles per hour.
Yeah, so it should be less than an hour.
yeah, it would definitely be less than an hour.
Yeah.
It's 0.68 miles per hour, so you're not even going a full mile in an hour. So I feel like you could just say an hour, honestly. if you're
Yeah,
just
I would say
sprinting.
just under an hour, probably about 50 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's
Give or
not worth
take.
it. I doubt they've been over there for an hour.
No,
Just trying to figure out how long it would take.
Maybe 5 to 10 minutes tops.
For what it's worth, because every round in D&D is 6 seconds.
Yeah.
60 feet per round would mean 35 and a half-ish minutes.
I was thinking it I was doing the wrong way. Yep. Give me a second.
Okay.
So
It would still
it's-
take you a quite a bit longer to go all the way around than it would
Yeah.
going straight across.
Shortest
However,
distance between 2 points is a straight line kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. And for you two trying to figure out how to assist and help this situation, after you watched the flying person from your party dive into the water, shortly thereafter, the water went still. Still like it was when you first got into it. Probably 2 to 3 minutes after he dove in, and the other boat collided.
I redid the math, and it would take you 30 minutes.
30 minutes. But it would
Yeah.
take you
I-
like less than 5 minutes to row full speed across.
Yep.
With
Yeah,
the two
and
of
you guys
you,
only
essentially.
you only have one canoe over there. All right.
And Blue does. Or are you talking on the other side of the beach?
No, on the
side,
other
yeah, the
shore.
other side.
Yeah, because you guys already took one.
Got it.
What are you thinking, Evanora?
that I fucking hate my alignment.
We always hate our alignment. However, always keep in mind that your alignment is a suggestion, not a demand.
Mhm.
The guideline.
And your alignment can change.
Yeah, however,
More
that,
like-
Yeah, that's just where I'm like, I'm stuck with
It's a moral
Evanora
fight.
because
Yeah.
she knows there's something in the water that could hurt her party, her friends. One of them's already in the water. They're already dealing with a situation that's across the way. She's not a fan of the way that it's being handled, but she also doesn't want to put the party members that she's with currently in harm's way, knowing what's in the water. So now she's sitting here like, oh, fuck me. Got it. Okay, cool.
3 of them are currently in the water.
And yeah, as you saw this start to wrap up, you did watch 2 more bodies dive into the water. So now you don't know if it's Bluto. Did they throw him into the water? What was it? But 2 more bodies dove.
What alignment is Evanora?
Lawful good.
You could say that you're within your moral code that your job is to protect as many people as you can, and putting more people at risk is not aligned with that.
Accurate.
Altharion similarly leads
It's
the
a tough
same
one.
way, yeah. Because I'm
A moral
also
conundrum.
Yeah.
cognizant of the time, right? Because we're meant to be meeting Van Richten.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's Rukhar, there's Varric, and there's Carrick, and we're all here. You know, we're not apart from Evanora, the only other way that we're getting across, if we're not wanting to go on the water, is to go around for 30 minutes. Maybe potentially even longer, depending on race, particularly for Rukhar.
And you don't know what you might run into along the way.
Exactly. Like, if it's getting that close to night, we may run into the wolves.
Evanora's gonna get in the boat and she's gonna look at everybody else. And just kind of sigh and say, I'm not gonna ask you to come with me, but I'm going.
I'm hopping in.
What's your plan?
We have to get closer to see what we're dealing with. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who's in the water. We don't know what they did with Bluto.
Not wrong.
And sitting here is not going to change anything.
How many of us will fit in that boat?
Bird said 4.
They fit four average adults.
And there's 5 of us,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to ask you something, privately, Bird.
Mm-hmm.
If we all can't fit, then it only makes sense for one of us to go and meet Van Richten still.
Van Richten said a couple hours, and the max we've been out here is like 30 minutes. So I feel like even if we did go the route where you guys walked around, and this is like long term, like the longest possible time to get over there and back would be just over an hour. We'd still have time to get there and settle in before he even shows up.
Would that be a correct assessment, Bird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not hurting on time.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You're okay right now.
All right. I just want to keep that in the back of my mind because I know the more we can build rapport with Van Richten, the more he's going to be able to help us. And I just don't want to rub him the wrong way if we've already said, like, we'll meet in a couple of hours here. Like, I just want to make sure that we're still on timeline.
I mean, if there's ever a person to keep an appointment with, I feel like Van Richten is probably the guy.
I agree.
Out of
I
character,
got
super
3 days
quick.
for my.
Mhm.
Sorry.
After we meet with Van Richten, we're planning on resting, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure before I do something.
Yeah, because it's gonna be night. It's gonna be night, so we're gonna probably
Yeah.
sleep at the inn
And
again.
Rhogar's got 3 days before he's got to meet him at the tower. So
Okay. So seeing that we're kind of all sitting here, like trying to figure out, like, well, hold on, we can't all fit. Evanora is going to step out of the boat to let somebody else on, and she's going to cast Radiant Soul on herself, which means that my eyes start to glimmer and I sprout incorporeal wings, quite literally like an angel.
Nice.
And I'm going to straight up just take off.
Everyone's a bird.
where?
And at the sight of Evanora doing that, I'm gonna go. We can all fit in the boat now. Let's get in. Let's go.
You're like flying towards us?
Yes.
Yeah, before
Okay.
Evanora like takes off and Altharion says
Freaking
that,
everybody
she's
is
gonna
a bird.
she's gonna playfully wink and be like, "I'll race you."
I love
And I'll be like,
Try to lighten up the situation.
I'll reply and I go, "You're probably gonna beat us, but sure, you're on."
You guys can do it. I believe in you. All you
Am I
have to do
the
is
only one that can't turn into a damn bird?
I can't.
Hey, me too.
fair. I'm the only one that turned into a bird.
Fair. But the
Everyone else
dragon,
just-
the other dragon ended up sprouting wings, and I'm jealous.
Well, I believe there's actually a feat that dragonborns can pick up now that gives them wings.
I'm gonna have to work on that.
All right.
Anyways, back into character.
So I'm going. As I jump in, I go like, "Look, I'm probably one of the strongest here, and Rukhar, I'm guessing you are as well. Let's both row. Let's just send it."
Excuse me?
I said one of. You're probably the strongest after the Dragonborns. So let's
I think
just.
he's even stronger than some of the dragonborns.
I think isn't Evanora one of the strongest though? Or is that just the role?
Strongest in the party, and then after that, it's Rukhar.
And then me and Rhogar are tied.
I am physically the weakest because I have a -1 modifier for strength.
Ouch.
I'll be like, all right.
Rough.
Yeah, so Rukhar, let's be rowing to get over there.
Yep. So what are we rolling?
From me.
That's what we rolled anyway.
Yeah, I think it's strength.
1 second. Sorry.
By the way, what I was planning on doing is grabbing Blue Toe by the ropes and then going as high as I possibly can and then just letting him go.
That's a little fucked up.
Also, speaking of kids, though, lake monsters, so I think he kind of
Yep.
deserves that one.
Well,
I mean,
Evanora would highly disagree with you.
I mean, I had an axe to his throat, but I let him go for drag axe.
Yeah, you did. All right. So what was the
I-
question now that I'm done with my
Strength rolls for rowing.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus, nice.
I accidentally
Yeah,
clicked, but
okay.
I'll be.
No, you're fine. Yeah, no, you guys
Oh
make
god.
pretty good speed, to be honest. There's no resistance in the water.
Alrighty, team. I'll be right back.
You're hauling.
You don't feel anything. You guys are quite literally hauling across the water.
Are we
You're
going that faster than 30 feet?
yes. Yeah.
Oh, Evanora, who? You might.
You guys
Bro,
are
to
you
be-
guys are booking it.
Oh,
I imagine that as these like incorporeal wings are just like batting, there's like these little like shimmers that come off of it.
She's
Like,
essentially a fairy at this point. She's
and
Yeah.
beside of
fairy that's
that,
behind
there
her.
is 4
I love it.
guys in a canoe just hauling ass.
I'm incredibly graceful here, and then they're over here like, oh my god, oh.
You challenge their manhood. They have to
I
go as
did.
fast as possible.
I did.
Rukhar sweated
Hey.
profusely with that charisma
Yes.
roll there.
Yeah, he is. He's panting.
He's not
Oh,
looking
I'm not
graceful. to
panting.
be-
I'm not winded. I'm just saying that he's like not graceful at all with this.
No, not even a little bit. There's some heavy panting. There has to be with that kind of rowing.
She's floating
There
through the
has to
air
be.
like
Yeah.
I'm curious.
like a paper airplane through the
Oh.
breeze.
Yeah.
And they're
Evanora is
Oh,
gorgeous right
yeah.
now. Like,
And they just
nobody
look
that would
like
look up
shit.
to the
Like
sky.
flowing through my hair, like
Oh yeah.
and
Howdy,
they,
team, I'm back.
weird, like angelic, like singing as I'm flying. Like it's
and they look
It's
like dog
so
shit. Like they're
strange.
sweating and panting hard.
It's
Yeah.
I love
All
it.
Altharions over there just heavily wheezing as they're just trying to get there faster than you.
I mean, I'm proficient in athletics, so I'm not wheezing. Thank you very much.
we're gonna need you to do a charisma roll. It's important.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
whatever you are
roll.
right now.
Uh,
We're trying
okay,
to make
so-
some
A
judgment.
charisma roll,
New
huh?
voice.
Yeah, no, you are.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I'm
You are
beautiful.
drooling. You're
You have
there's
Can I-
drool coming out of your
rage
mouth.
in your eyes as you're barreling across the water. However, I do have a question.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
No.
Where's the boat
Yeah.
headed? No. Straight to the shore?
Yeah, like we're booking it to the other side.
Evanora, where are you going?
Wherever I saw them dive.
Okay. So
We're
you
dying.
guys in the boat are headed out here.
What's this?
I think that was Avery making marks before.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't me
Um,
making a
or-
trying to make a skull.
Oh, that's your death marker? Got it. And Evanora,
That's
you're
very
heading a
interesting.
little bit more to the right of where they are. And
Okay.
you're trying to let me just see. You're trying to judge just where you might have seen them go and where you think they might be. Because obviously they're not going to dive in and stay in that same spot. They're going to go. So you're heading a little bit more out here.
Okay.
The boat starts to make it to lands, and you guys realize that Evanora took a right. nAga is sitting with his arm wrapped around this little girl who is crying a very familiar cry to Babalu. Just saying she wants to go home. And you don't see Bluto anywhere.
Hmm.
So Rukhar being a former soldier, he's gonna come in and he's gonna ask nAga what's going on. He wants a report right now.
Well, I mean, this little girl's frightened, and I'm trying to help her out.
Where
It
is
sounds
it?
like Bluto was feeding the kids to the monsters in the lake because they didn't have food to feed the town, and that was the only way that they could possibly feed the town, given all of the inability to make food anywhere else.
Where's everybody at?
I've been in the water.
Yeah, I'd mentioned how everyone else is in the water.
Where'd Bluto go?
He's gone.
You tied him up though. How'd he go? Hey.
You're in the water, shush.
My bad.
Like, how long ago did he leave?
Not long.
Did you see the direction he went in?
No, to be honest, I was more busy with making sure that this girl was okay. I gave him all of my rations, though.
What? You gave him your rations?
Mm-hmm. All of them.
So what can we do to help?
Well, we just gotta get this girl home. She's in desperate need of getting home.
How many intact boats do we have here? Ours and are the other ones damaged?
Bluto's boat will be pretty shot. With a little bit of repair, you could probably fix somewhat of the one that Rhogar and nAga and so on, Drax was riding. It's just a little bit of like front hull damage, essentially, of knocking the boat. It still floats. It would be fine with lightweight. At this point, Evanora, are you going to the water or are you staying in the sky?
The way I picture it is I'm kind of like floating. I'm assuming I can't see into the water, correct?
You see yourself.
Perfect.
Mirror.
You're beautiful.
Um,
You're very proud of how you look right now. I mean, you're
hold that
gorgeous.
thought, please.
Look at that charisma.
Give me a second.
You're like worried, but you're like, damn, I look good right now.
Yeah, right? I love it so much.
So I'm aware that these like merfolk people don't like light, correct? Like I was in the okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast light on my armor, like right on my chest.
Okay.
So that gives me 20 feet of light. And I am going to so perfectly swan dive.
Okay, I love it.
Wings folded back, like just sounds like a drop in the water. Michael
Beautiful.
Phelps would be ashamed of himself. Like,
Love it.
He's not a diver.
When you hit the water,
Did you just suggest Michael Phelps is a diver? What the?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
when he's diving from the starting blocks,
Oh yeah,
I'm
fair
not
enough, fair
high off the face of the water.
enough. Oh, I thought you were still flying. Okay, my bad, my bad.
You can flying is anytime you're off the ground, by the way. So
Well,
yeah, she
there's
never really
hovering.
clarified how far above the water she was.
That's true.
However,
calm down,
when you hit
buddy.
the water and you're glowing in the water,
Perfect.
again, everything's crystal clear. And
Correct.
directly below you, you see swimming away from you, Avery and Rhogar. And in the distance, you see a very slowly sinking Drakex. And that's where we'll pick it up next time.
Oh.
Nice.
What?
Nice.
I knew it.
Spicy. Spicy.
I'm sorry, Ball. I didn't realize what time it was.
Oh no, it's not a big deal. But
I know, I feel bad. No, like I feel bad. Like usually I try to end closer to 11 and we're like at 12. But
Yeah.
that's where we'll pick it up. You're sinking. Evanora just dove into the water and sees Rhogar and Avery swimming towards you, and you're just sinking.
Wait, time out. Back in character for 1 second. Can Carrick see this? See him sinking from the shoreline?
No,
Nope.
you can't see into the water.
Son of a.
Can't see shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to enter the water to be able to see it.
Does Carrick want
Yeah.
to stand on the shoreline and think, guess sacrifices had to be made?
Oh.
Full circle. Dang.
All right,
It'd
I've
be
already
like
got
that
I've already got
sometimes.
the title for next week's session. There's something in the water.
Oh, I love it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was
Are you though?
That's
sit
the
and
whole-
fly
Might be half
ball.
of our party, you know, no big deal.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
We're all about to die.
Oh no.
Oh
Start working on
goodness.
that new character sheet.
Yeah, I'm already working on mine.
That was a great session, team.
Amazing.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done, y'all.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna wrap things up on my recording, and I will be back with you all shortly.
Same
good.
for me.
Appreciate
I've already.
Alrighty, team. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a long session, but so much fun. It was awesome to play Dungeons & Dragons with the crew again, and what a cliffhanger once again. Half the party's in the water, the other half are on land figuring out what the heck's going on. Let's be real. Altharion wants to know what the heck happened with Bluto. That's gonna be what he's pressing next time, and he's wanting to hunt this guy down. After he, of course, finds out what's been going on after talking about it with nAga and figuring out, oh look, Bluto's been the one to throw the children in the water, and it's the Baron that's been asking him to do it. Fun times. It's gonna be good fun. I'm absolutely loving playing Dungeons & Dragons with these guys. As always, it's been absolutely awesome. If you do enjoy this Dungeons & Dragons content, feel free to drop a like on the video, a comment of your favorite moment from this session. And as always, if you want to catch more of it, make sure to hit that subscription button so you'll get notified when we do have another session. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been ScottyD49. Thank you so much for joining me for session 15 of Dungeons and Gumdrops, and I'll catch you next time.